And yo, we are back. The Sports Bag Bros are back for the NFL Draft 2024.
Yes,
It's
sir.
coming on. Yeah, the watch party for y'all who are coming in here or may come in here. You're going to be able to watch the draft with us from the first pick to perhaps the last pick of the first round. We don't know what's going to happen in this draft. I know I've seen several mock drafts for the past couple of weeks, even months, and they're predicting trades as if they are in the war room themselves doing the trades. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to play it by ear. We're just going to watch these picks as they come, do a little speculating, reminisce about a few of the players and how they got here, whether it's just through college football or if we can even go back to the story where it all began to this point now, to getting possibly drafted in the first round. This is a quarterback's draft. But before we do any of this, we have myself, we have Bias. You already know the Sports Bag Bros. If you're looking at the screen, you see there's a third man, Coach Bruno. If you don't know Coach Bruno, well, you're about to. Man, there's a litany of things we could talk about in terms of Coach Bruno, from being a high school coach to being a college coach to being an evaluator of talent to being in Prague, the Czech Republic, right now, 2 a.m. in Europe with
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Prague Lions, international football. That's what we're talking about here. He evaluates talent and coaches out there. He goes 6 months out there, 6 months in the U.S., looking for talent to bring out there from the U.S. to play out there. There's a whole bunch going on. He has a mess of history, a whole bunch of history. Also a former agent, so we don't have to speculate about what's going on, what players are thinking. If we're agents, no, this is the guy who's been there. An agent, he's had players, he's been in the fire, he's negotiated contracts, the whole nine. So, with that being said, Coach Bruno, welcome to the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft Watch Party.
Thank you. It's a lot less stressful when we don't have players sitting there looking at you. So I wonder when they're going to get their name called. So it's much more fun to be a fan and evaluate it and talk about it than to be a part of it. It's the most stressful day for any agent or any player is draft day because you never know what's going to happen. No matter where you're ranked and how good you are, you just don't know what those teams are thinking.
You're already getting a shout out already, Coach. So, yo, I'm shouting you out over here so if you can read the copy.
Matthias Rowe.
Bruno.
No, that's one of my best European players right there. We got him in here from he's a Viking from the Netherlands. I'm from Denmark. He can ball.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for joining,
and that's what I'm saying. Coach has been around quite a bit of time. The draft is on right now, so we already know that, well, the first pick coming up, the Chicago Bears, everyone and their mother, including Caleb Williams' mother, they're assuming he's going to the Chicago Bears. They put themselves in this position from last year when they gave up their picks to get, well, they gave up their spot to get the picks they have from the Carolina Panthers for the right for the Carolina Panthers to draft Bryce Young out of Alabama, number 1 overall. Here's the payoff today.
Right. I'm still waiting for the blockbuster trade to be announced. Number 1 and number 9 to the Chargers for Justin Herbert and the number 5.
I keep waiting on that one.
Hey, I'm just trying to speak it to existence. I know it's far-fetched, but that would make my night.
I'm an Oregon Duck, and I love Justin. I've been watching him since he played college ball out there, and San Diego's not letting him go anywhere.
Yeah, what do you think about Caleb Williams? Coach, you've seen Caleb Williams or you watched him because you watch a lot of football overall. What do you really think about this? I mean, the talent's there, yes, but in the offenses that he's played in, he's been highlighted as much, in Oklahoma first and now following Lincoln Riley to USC, which is known for their quarterbacks, but not known for having great quarterbacks once they come to the NFL. Carson Palmer probably being the best of the most recent quarterbacks.
Yes, he's kind of an anomaly. He's a little bit different. He transferred in there, and he's the real deal. He's definitely qualified to be that number 1 pick. It's between him and the kid from North Carolina, in my opinion. But I think he's probably the safer pick.
You know what? We have Drake May. Yeah, Drake May is the quarterback from North Carolina. Now, I peeped him early in his first year. Well, first year starting 2 seasons ago. Last season being his final season as a redshirt sophomore. Very good player, solid player, but he regressed. And I don't think he regressed. I think his team regressed last season.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it. The different systems, different coaches, different atmospheres. There's a lot more to it than a player. A lot of times they statistically regress, but it's not their ability whatsoever. It's just the system, the situation they're in.
Now, being in the position you've been a recruiter on the college level. You've been actually looking a scout up in Canada at one point.
I was just a general manager, director of player personnel.
You know what you're looking for. Exactly. So you know what you're looking for. You know what your team's looking for. Apparently, everybody thinks they know what it takes to build a team. What exactly are you looking for? I mean, obviously better players, but what is that thing that separates one scout from another scout to picking a good player and one is picking a bad player when they're both professionals, supposedly knowing how to pick players?
These top guys, Trav, it's they're all good. That's why they're there. But I think the hardest thing in scouting is find those guys that should be drafted that fall out of the draft, and that's where you build your a good team. Those scouts that do their due diligence, they find those guys that fall out of the draft or go late that should have been higher. I think there's more value in that. Anybody can pick the top guys. We can all sit here, it's just in what order. But it's picking those late round picks that really end up, to me, being the best talent evaluators.
Yeah.
Before we go on, hold on, Trav. Let's welcome Eugene. Eugene has joined us.
Yes, Diamond in the house. Eugene up there from New York via Harlem, via Jersey, now in Manhattan.
Straight from the Big Apple.
Straight from the Big Apple.
So I have a question. Do you guys believe Caleb Williams should be the, no doubt about it, slam dunk #1 pick?
No, I don't. Personally, no. But I don't think there is such thing in this draft right here. There's several good quarterbacks that are worthy of the pick, and different positions. Of course, quarterbacks want to go first, but I mean, there's 1A and 1B here with the top two quarterbacks. So there's no one guy that's so much standout better than everyone else, in my opinion.
So let me follow up on that, because as you can see by my Urlacher jersey hanging in the back, I'm a Bears fan. And what I'm disappointed about is Ryan Poles did not meet with any other quarterbacks. He didn't even go to Jaden Daniels' pro day. He didn't go to Drake May's pro day. He only met with Caleb Williams. And I'm disappointed from the standpoint of he didn't do his due diligence on everybody. How do you feel?
Sometimes meeting with them is one thing, and doing your due diligence is another. A lot of times they don't want you to know what they're thinking, so they play a lot of poker. And I've had players get drafted. We had 5 teams come in and personally work them out. We say we're definitely going to one of these 5. And then we get drafted by the Broncos, who we never even talked to. So that happens sometimes. They play poker.
But for the #1 pick?
Yeah, that could happen. Believe me. He's doing his due diligence. That I can assure you.
Yeah, isn't it true? Like some teams just fall in love with one guy, and there's nothing that you can do to sway them off of them.
It is true. It is true. And sometimes it's the wrong guy. and a lot of times, if they fall in love with a guy early, they act like they don't. And the whole time, that's who they're going to go with. And
like Zach Wilson. I.e. Zach Wilson.
Don't say the name Zach Wilson.
We now have Jermaine in here. We have Jermaine in here. We have Diamond in here. We have Coach Bruno.
Pleasure to finally meet you, Byers. Pleasure to finally meet you, Byers.
Likewise, thank you for joining us. Much appreciated.
Yeah, man. You know what? These are the guys that I actually went to the draft with way back before I even did media. When we would just get up early in the morning, go down to the garden, and stay out there for hours in the dark until it became light. We sat
MST, baby.
We watched those drafts for years. I've been to an estimate, I believe, because of COVID. I can't remember damn things, but 17 drafts I believe I've been to since 1990.
Yeah, before they started taking the show on the road, right?
Bring the draft back to New York, damn it.
Yeah, right. Eventually. But now here we go. I think we got the first pick coming up. Or is
Commissioner Goodell's up.
Okay, it's now on the way. You know, we've been there so many times, man. We've heard Paul Tagliabue. Now we're hearing Roger Goodell.
Fans don't care for Goodell.
People going there with 5 minutes before he became 5 minutes.
Man.
Paul Tagliabue.
Yeah. I remember
Oh
my first
man,
drive. No, I do remember my first drive. It was at the Marriott Marquis on 46th Street, right on Broadway. The first pick of the draft that year was Russell Maryland coming out of Miami only because Rocket Ishmael decided to go to Canada to play for the Argonauts.
yeah,
That's
that
it.
was
At
crazy.
the 11th hour.
Yes, he did. Somebody gave
Yo,
him some real
out
bad
of the
advice.
20, out of the 22nd person on the line, but the 22nd person on the line, the only one from New York. People came from Cleveland, New England. They came from everywhere, and I was the only New Yorker there. It was raining like crazy. The only player to show up was Todd Light from Notre Dame.
Hey, we have a question. Nathan Rose asking how we feel about Bo Nix.
Coach, are you going to speak about Bo Nix? Have you seen enough of Bo Nix to give an educated opinion on him? I know you're everywhere. You're always kind of scouting guys that are under the radar. These big time dudes, you probably don't have the time to watch.
I know his coaches speak very highly of him, and they say he has a very high football IQ and that he's worthy of a number one pick.
And you've played up there in Oregon too, right? Not the University of Oregon, but you played college ball in Oregon.
Yep.
So you know the area.
I know all of them up there. They love him.
But he's a dude that came from Auburn that went over to Oregon, which surprised me because his father, Patrick Nix, played for that Auburn team that went undefeated.
Boy, excuse me, guys.
Yeah, Patrick Nix. I heard his name.
With Drake May, like I said, I don't think he regressed as a player. I just think his team kind of regressed. They weren't as good, I guess. So I think he's an athletic quarterback, not sneaky athletic. He's actually an athletic quarterback who can throw the ball as well. A big guy, strong arm, the usual things you say about quarterbacks like him. And to me, I thought that a team like New England, he fits like a glove with a team like that. For some reason, he just seems like a New England quarterback. I guess because Tom Brady was that kind of statuesque quarterback, but this guy adds that little dimension that lets you know you're moving forward.
Is it a bit strange that some minutes have gone by and the Bears haven't picked yet?
I know, right? Maybe there's something going on. You never know.
When there's a
Sometimes
delay,
it's nonsense.
the first thing you have to think is the trade talks. So you're getting those calls right now. That's why they wait till the last minute.
And of course,
You think Mike Dicker trying to pick lines?
Mike. This Southgate thinks that kid is the top pick. This is chalk talk.
Trade 8 picks for Ricky Williams.
You know what? They better not do what Minnesota did the year the Jaguars got Byron Leftwich when they ran out of time on the clock.
That would be a Bears thing to do.
Remember that.
Who was at that draft? Well, I was at that draft because I was talking to Byron right after he got picked. And that's when we had that I don't know, Bruno, do you remember the draft party we had down here for Byron Leftwich and Ponte Vedra? Did you come to that one?
Oh yeah, that was a good time.
I was actually talking to him about the details of that when he got drafted because we already planned that when he gets down here, we're gonna throw a party for him. After he got drafted, I was telling him, yo, bro, we got something for you to get down.
I think the Bears gonna use the whole clock.
You know what? Do you think the bigger question, Caleb looks like he may go number one. I think this is a bunch of posturing here. What about wide receiver? We know Marvin Harrison Jr. has all of the measurables. He probably is the best wide receiver, but Malik Neighbors not too far behind. And if there's an option between the two, do you take the measurables and the pedigree because of Marvin Harrison Sr. and a guy who's been injured a bit? Marvin Harrison Jr. has been injured quite a bit. Malik Neighbors has been nothing but gangbusters since he's been in for the past 2 years.
I heard about this guy, Kingdom. Am I saying his name right? Kingdom or?
Somebody speak me up a little too loud.
Win from the pocket and throw the football actively.
Yeah, someone's TV is too loud.
So you're not going to have all this football in the NFL.
It's gonna be mine because I got mine mute.
See, you guys in America, you get it live. We don't get it live here. I'm all the way over in the car.
They, so
They throwing
it's a
shade
wide
at the
receiver.
Bears.
It's a wide receiver. I'm not sure of his last name. If it's Kingdom or I can't remember his name. I should have known his last name.
You talking about this draft?
Yeah.
What
Now, the
school?
kid for you Dub's pretty good. I'll tell you that. I watched them play my Ducks. He can ball.
Oh yeah, that might be his name. Udom, right?
No, for UW, University of Washington. I watched them play the Ducks and beat them. I think
That's
his
a
name is
Dunze.
let me
Rome
think. His name is
Dunze.
like Odonze or something.
Rome Dunze.
Adunze, yeah.
The pick is in, fellas.
He had that drop in the national championship game.
They're getting ready to make the pick.
Okay.
I like Bo Nix.
You know, I like Bo Nix. Not only that, you know, he's had more starts than any quarterback in the history of college football. He had 61 starts in college football. I mean, so
that's a lot. That's a lot.
And COVID also has a lot to do with this. A lot of people got their extra time to play. Sam Hartman was one of those guys going from Wake Forest to Notre Dame. I thought he would be have more status now because he's seen all of those defenses. He kind of faltered as the season went along for Notre Dame.
Yeah, COVID helped a lot of these players get a little extra time in school.
Yeah, it did. These super duper seniors. You know what I mean? But you know what?
Right,
But everybody had the same opportunity, so it wasn't like there was some type of an advantage that one player didn't have.
These 6-year seniors, right?
Doctorates, man. These are coming out as doctors.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. Which venue y'all watching? The NFL Network or ESPN or ABC? I'm going back
NFL
and forth.
Network for me.
I got ABC.
Okay. There's no more Chris Berman on ESPN, so that's why I don't even know.
Tell me something. I'm delayed here, I think. Is Roger walking up to the stand in America right now?
Yes.
Okay. I got it live then.
There's a surprise.
USC, yeah.
So they stuck to their guns.
There's no surprise. Did not surprise. You know what? They picked Caleb Williams. This is like the worst kept secret, I guess, now that it has played out. But when you look at Caleb Williams and you look at all of the things that were said on the way to this point, he may want to play there. He doesn't want to play for them. And you don't know whether it was a leak or not, but it had to be him. He didn't have representation. He was his representation. So these leaks were coming from where?
A lot of things changed since then, though. They went out and got Keenan Allen. They picked up the tight end from the Chargers. They're not the same team they were before.
And that's true. At the same time, you get these players, but you typically think that you would want a veteran player to play with these players. Now you're getting a first pick overall who will be pressured to play right away. Right now, your team only has what, 2 quarterbacks under contract? Yeah, Vegas and Rippin. Those are the only 2
I'm not even
quarterbacks
sure
under
about
contract
Rippin,
right now.
Yeah, Bajan.
You know, hurt the North Carolina quarterback, don't you? Chicago, Mitch Trubisky hurt him. They said, we can't go to North Carolina again.
Yo, the Jets were trending towards Mitch Trubisky when he was coming out, and I was hoping they didn't. This is one of the few times they actually listened.
They did. They heard what you had to say.
Like,
exactly. But one other thing is Jaden Daniels won the Heisman. Caleb Williams has won the Heisman. And Heisman winners don't usually perform that well in the NFL. So maybe Drake May is the pick who should have been number 1.
Yeah, it's true. Or even Bo Nix. Look at the numbers Bo Nix has had. I think 45 touchdowns, 3 receptions for the season. Those are video game numbers, and he didn't play well at the wrong time. That's why he wasn't really a serious Heisman Trophy candidate toward the end when it mattered. That age should matter. Age should matter for someone like Bo Nix. But moving forward with Drake and you have Jaden Daniels, I mean, you still have the wide receivers because now the next team is the Washington Commanders. They got rid of Sam Howell, someone who put up astronomical numbers with Eric Bieniemy as offensive coordinator, but he kept throwing picks. Now he's out the door along with the rest of the coaching staff.
I don't know what the hell is going on down in the nation's capital, man.
Well, Daniel Schneider's out, so you can't keep blaming him.
Right? Daniel Schneider's out, Magic Johnson is in. So you know what I mean? They got to start showing some prosperity.
He's the one that has a bigger name. Magic has such a small part. It's like when Jay-Z had a piece of the Nets. My man had like a little.
It's like Alex Rodriguez, right? Alex Rodriguez is part owner of some team too.
The Minnesota Timberwolves, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And he won a piece of the Vikings too, and that deal just fell through recently.
Oh, no, nothing about that.
These athletes trying to own teams now. Jordan done put a bug in their ear. They all want to own some teams.
Look at Greedy putting up on the comparisons. Mitchell Trubisky, Justin Fields, and now Caleb Williams.
So who do you guys think is next?
Swift?
May or Daniels?
Daniels.
Yeah, Daniels.
I'm thinking Daniels.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it. There was a lot of people who were high on Daniels pro day.
I mean, the top 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks. These are teams that need quarterbacks. And then you get to the Cardinals, who has their ragtag, can't stay healthy quarterback, but it may be helpful to have a receiver. Because at least with DeAndre Hopkins, he was in Arizona when Kyler Murray was throwing to him. He was effective. But when someone like Marvin Harrison Jr. possibly being that pick, I mean, the injuries still bother me with him. I'm serious. The injuries still bother me. He has everything you want, but those injuries, man, that he's had. And I mean, and this year, arguably, last season, the Big Ten was probably.
They take that into account for sure. I've had some players drop 3-4 rounds because of injury history.
So the Bears, according to Bears fans, have made the right decision at a position they've had problems with for decades, bringing the quarterback in.
So a lot of Bears fans
and a quarterback that really looks like
a lot of Bears fans think Justin Fields got a raw deal. What do you guys think? And considering the Steelers are not picking up his option, he's going to be a free agent next year.
The Steelers, the most sturdy organization in football, they're not talking about keeping him long term or extending him. So this is his year to do something. But in order for him to do something, it has to either be or he has to wait for Wilson to go down.
Yeah, he's going to have to bet on himself. He's definitely going to have to bet on himself. Because the way Wilson's been playing, he's definitely going to get a shot.
I mean, really, because was Russell Wilson really that bad last season, or was Denver around him that bad because they gave up everything to get him?
We'll find out. Like we'll see if head coach is justified to get him out of town. I don't know. Wouldn't you think like Peyton would have said, "Nah, it's we don't got enough pieces around him. We'll keep him. It's not his fault." So maybe it had something to do with him.
But then you bring in Zach Wilson. The Wilson you got rid of is better than the Wilson you brought in.
Coach Payton like the last name Wilson. He must have had a neighbor named Wilson or something like that.
This whole thing gonna blow up in Sean Payton's face, man. He'll be back at the Fox broadcast news.
I mean, if he develops Zach, he gonna look like a genius.
Yeah, but you hear that in the background, right? You hear that? That's Zach Wilson, the garbage truck. That dude was trash.
He's backing up his way to Denver now.
Sit him out front on Tuesday mornings and see what happens to him. They're going to pick him up and throw him in the truck.
Oh, it's such a mess. I'm going John Elway like, damn, what the hell's going on? Oh, here come the Commanders pick.
All right.
Sorry, guys. I'm going back and forth between the Knicks game and the Yankee game also.
Jaden Daniels about to go.
Well, you called it down.
Jaden Daniels, boy. I'm telling you. I mean, it's falling where it should fall, though. Because there was a time when Jaden Daniels just went complete crazy, putting up the stats, winning the big game, just showing you that he was the best quarterback, at least in the draft. My big issue is JJ McCarthy's even being talked about as a first-round quarterback. I'm still blown away by that.
But it depends on
Yeah, because you got that. It's probably that Harbaugh connection.
Bro, Harbaugh's not making a pick. Come on. He has Justin Herbert.
I was reading on some things that he gave him a call or something. Gave little JJ a call.
In his ability to go ahead and be able to be consistent with his football team, to not back away from any talent. As a matter of fact, he ran toward every single talent that puts his way at LSU, and it manifested himself not by accident, and then having a season where he was number one in total QPR, number two in QPR in the
post Dan Snyder era really begins now.
What happened to Bieniemy?
Bieniemy was given his walking papers. He's at UCLA right now.
Yeah, he's in college.
He's back in college. He may have to wait for his head coaching, but you know what, though? He may have to wait for his head coaching job in college because in the pros, I don't think he really meshed well with those players. There were problems with him on that team with players in the beginning of last season. The players went to Ron Rivera complaining about him. You can't have that. And there were issues with his personality when he was in Kansas City. So I don't think it's a team problem. It may be a him problem. You have more control in college, and that's waning a bit because of NIL, where the players are having more power than the coaches.
Yeah, that's what Colin Cowherd said on his show. It's a you problem. He has a segment. That's a you problem. Eric Bieniemy got a you problem. Okay.
I think that's the case, man, because as an offensive guy, he proved that he can do things offensively. The numbers for Howell as a second-year quarterback weren't there, even a Trevor Lawrence in his second year. But you saw that he was able to still put those numbers up, and maturation may have been the reason why he would have done better. Well, it's yet to be decided, but he won't have Bieniemy backing him up as an offensive coordinator to see how well Howell does wherever the heck he does.
Yeah.
Yes, the dreaded New England Patriots are up next.
Now, Coach. Hey, Coach Bruno, about building these teams, you're supposed to get it right in the first round. You're almost supposed to get it right in the second round. You really build your teams with the third round or even fourth round on.
LSU this year, like Joe
you have to
Burrow,
get right in the first round or you don't have a job.
like Malik Neighbors,
Exactly,
and
because
Thomas Jr. Same with
these
Burrow.
teams that pick those third round picks, those fourth round picks, and you hit with those kind of players,
It was unbelievable.
those are the teams that had that long-term success. I mean, the Steelers have done it for years. It hasn't always been the top pick overall because they don't pick early often.
The defense wasn't very good. Joe Burrow had more talent.
What did that say about drafts when top players don't be as sturdy or as strong or as dynamic as lower pick players? Because it happens in most drafts, right? Like look at Brock Purdy, last pick, outplaying some of the top first, second round guys.
You don't even have to go that far. I mean, you can look at Tom Brady and the success he had.
Some of those guys get later. Some of those guys get a lot of money in the first round, and they don't know how to handle that. So they lose their focus on football. And some of those guys in third and fourth round, they're hungry. They're trying to get that money. So it plays out like that a lot. A lot of those guys get that money, and they go crazy.
Well, what about a guy like Jamarcus Russell? Jamarcus Russell wasn't a dumb kid. He was a lazy kid. I think he blew it at the buffet table. He didn't blow it inside of a locker room.
Jamarcus Russell, kid, he took it. Oh, man. He was the bust of all busts.
And he wasn't dumb. He was wonderful sport.
That's why it's important to do your due diligence and seeing who's surrounding them. Because when they got 30 people, their hands out, putting pressure on them, it's hard to focus on your craft. And a lot of that's taken into account. The scouts check out who is their family, who are their friends, who are their associates. What's going to happen to this guy if we give him $20 million? You know, that's a very big factor.
Oh, it's a huge factor. I can only imagine. You know, you go to these drafts, and like I said, me and these guys have been through several drafts, even before I got into media, like way back. And we would sit there, like the day I called out Sean Springs, like he couldn't cover me when he was coming out of the draft. Oh, yo, bro, you can't cover me, man. Oh, man, like a $2,000 suit. He probably would have covered me with shoes on. But, I mean, his father was in the NFL before, so he knew how to handle money. I mean, had an idea at least.
21 years of age. That's what you're betting on. All that talent comes together.
What about
Who you think the Pats
do
are going to pick?
the Patriots keep the pick and take May, or do they trade down?
Well, you heard the stories earlier how they claimed they were willing to trade, but they was asking for ridiculous numbers.
Here
First
we
round
go.
picks they were asking for. Get out of here.
2024 NFL draft. The New England Patriots select Vince May.
They went chalk right now.
Drake May.
We got went
No
chalk.
surprises.
No
The
surprises.
other
And you know what? And the Arizona Cardinals are picking next, and they're expected to pick Marvin Harrison Jr. Even though Neighbors is a close second, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is the guy they're going to take. They want their other Larry Fitzgerald, you know?
the post Belichick era begins.
He could
To
do
me,
it.
it's hard. To me, it's hard to pass up on Harrison Jr. When you know his dad's a Hall of Famer. He was pretty much bred to be an NFL wide receiver.
And he
But
does-
Neighbors
he's
is so
doing his thing.
explosive, man. He makes you think twice.
Still developing.
But is that the only edge that Harrison get? That his dad was a Hall of Famer?
No. I'm just saying. It's hard. He has the athletic ability and the talent to go with it.
He was like a pitcher guy. He always had his
You know, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, by the way, I
field,
just
you know,
dropped the link.
His dad was
I
just
dropped
a
the
great
link
player.
inside
He's a
the
good
chat
man.
for those who might want
Works
to come on the
hard.
panel and
He's
speak.
raised that kid right, so he has good football character, and that goes a long ways with a team. It's not just the ability.
Point, coach.
7 games.
Yeah.
But only 21 in a very athletic family.
I dropped the link for someone or anyone who wants to come in on the panel and express yourself other than just going into the comments. So come in there. Also, if you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that as well. In addition to hit the like button. I think we're going to be here for quite some time. If this thing goes chalk the way it's going, we'll be here for another hour. Come on.
There are guys who cannot underestimate.
Probably 5 is where we might have some action.
Facilities and our work ethic second to none. Look, Elliott Wolf is in charge of personnel.
Cardinals, huh?
Now understand.
Say what?
Well,
Yo,
interesting to see what they're gonna put.
Did you hear about how Cleveland didn't want to give us not Cleveland Denver didn't want to give us Judy, and we offered them a big package, and they're gonna give them to Cleveland for that little package.
I ain't heard that. Jared Judy, huh?
Yeah, we tried to get
He
Jerry
hasn't really
Judy.
worked out anyway.
To rebuild their dynasty.
I mean, between injuries and just being inconsistent and ineffective, he hasn't really worked out anyhow. There's just select Alabama positions that you just players coming from Alabama just don't do well when they get to the NFL. When was the last time you heard a dominant offensive lineman coming from Alabama as relate? I think Chris Samuel's still the best offensive lineman to come out of the NFL.
Better, anything keep a score. I'm here to win, and the Patriots keep my whole family, all my brothers.
That's true. Mostly defense out of Alabama.
Reuben Foster just ruined his own career. I thought he would be a nice linebacker.
One of those brothers, of course, Luke was a star on the basketball team. Won the national championship.
Whose TV is that loud?
His first round quarterback.
It's mine. I have a small TV, so it ain't mine.
Tom Brady with 190.
Bro,
It ain't mine. I got the volume on the Knicks Sixers game.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth. You doing what I'm doing? I'm going back and forth. But you,
Well, I got a split screen.
and coach, you said that your team has a game against John Gruden's squad in the first week.
Yep, Hamburg. Yep.
Hamburg.
John's their official consultant, so it'll be interesting to go out there and play against Coach Gruden.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. He's trying to get back to the NFL, but still.
He's still coaching.
Now he's on the road. He's trying to get back in the NFL. What's up?
He's consultant.
Oh, he's consulting.
Yeah, right. In other words, coaching behind the scenes. Like Mike Krzyzewski, Coach K is still a consultant for the group.
It's just like when I started being an agent, I was consulting for 10 years, being the agent without being on paper. Same thing. He's doing the same thing.
Yeah. Now, by the way, Coach, since you've been an agent before, I was mentioning how Caleb Williams didn't have any earnings. He could kind of leverage some money to do the things that he wants to do. But how would he go about doing that?
Well, the way that when you first come in, to be honest, it's slotted. There's a certain amount of money you're going to get, and it's not all. I mean, it's not all up to your agent. It's where the higher you get drafted, the more money you're going to get. You're going to get a little less than the guy behind you. A little less than the guy in front of you, a little more than the guy behind you. Up to 2 to 3 to 4%, depending on what the market is that year. Anybody can really represent themselves in their initial draft. The money comes in the incentives and the second contract. That's when you better have an agent. You'll get killed if you don't.
Well, I mean, you know what? Lamar Jackson got that huge contract without representation. He's been representing himself since his rookie year, still representing himself. Got that record-breaking contract.
He might not have had an agent on paper, but he has somebody advising him. It wasn't the front office of the team.
Things on for the week. You better know what you're doing and know what you're talking about.
You can go straight to the NFL, all the help you need. That people.
You know what? It reminds me of back when. Remember the Poston brothers?
Yep.
The Poston brothers, the agents, and the problems they had with LeVar Arrington's contract. Hold on.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is off the board.
Bro, this is chalk so far. Chalk so far with the quarterbacks. Now Marvin Harrison Jr. goes to Arizona, kind of like their version of maybe even a better version than Larry Fitzgerald because he has that explosiveness Larry Fitzgerald didn't necessarily have.
Yeah, well, now Kyler Murray can ponder if he wants to stay or not.
Well, Kyler Murray better ponder if he can stay healthy.
Stay healthy and stay off Call of Duty.
For real, right? This guy like injured all the time.
Hey, I heard about that. Cool. Look at that. I remember when they show the pictures now, Marvin Sr. holding him up when he was a kid.
Oh, he looked like a foul a bit though anyway. Just don't get those accusations his father had on the outside, bro. Nice guy. People just kind of getting deleted and whatnot.
Is Jerry Rice's son? Is Jerry Rice's son in this draft?
Oh nah.
No, he's not in this draft. All right, Marvin, see if he can live on your legacy.
Yeah. He went to college. He went to high school in New Jersey.
Which New Jersey? Which part of New Jersey?
It must be like South New Jersey. Marvin Harrison was from Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. So Marvin hung out in Jersey.
Southern New Jersey.
Got a baby mama in Jersey.
Now, would that guy hurt a fly?
The lightning bolts are up next. The Chargers.
The Chargers?
Yeah, they next. Yeah, the Chargers are next.
So to me,
and they may take the offensive lineman, and everybody knows the offensive lineman. The offensive lineman that's available
probably gonna be their guy.
If they went offensive line, it's going to be Joe Alt. You know, I guess everyone knows Joe Alt because of his father. His father,
I don't know.
right? John Alt.
There's the Polynesian kid from Penn State is up there too. They could go with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, look.
That's who Caleb Williams wants the Bears to take at number 9.
Yeah, they got number 9 pick too, the Bears, right?
Yeah, that's who Caleb wants them to pick at 9.
Man, if Alt goes now to the Chargers.
That'd be a steal if he goes to 9.
Yo, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Because he's 6'8", just like his father, absolutely dominant.
No, they want the Penn. No, he wants the Penn State kid. He wants the Penn State kid, not Alt.
Yeah, the Penn State kid is a legit pick. I think he's the best one. I watched a lot of film on him, and coaches are high on him and all of that. And he's a baller.
Did you tell him if things don't work out in the NFL, he can slide on over to Prague?
Oh, he always slide to Prague.
We always got a space here for you. We'll keep the light on for you here in Prague.
Washington was getting recruited here in
Straight
Jacksonville.
up.
I remember when Leon got recruited here in Jacksonville, coming out of high school, and all those freaking someone from Ed Waters College, a small HBCU, which was in NAIA, they come in and ask, yo, if you ever get tired of those big lights, man, you can come see us. Bro, come on.
They try to sell him on to stay at home. I said, man, you got your mind.
Yeah, man, come on, man. They weren't even a thought. Other than
So do the Chargers keep the pick or trade down? Do the Chargers keep the pick or trade down?
I think they keep the pick. I mean, Justin Herbert needs protection.
Yeah, he does.
That's right.
He needs weapons too.
He's what?
They got rid of. He needs weapons also. Huh?
Yeah, they did get rid of Allen. Yeah, Keenan Allen.
Yeah, lost. Didn't they lose the running back too?
You think they'll take Neighbors?
You know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea.
That's what I'm thinking. He's
Man, that's up there. I think you're ordering something there, Diamond. I think they should take him.
Keep on calling him San Diego.
You know, something that slips out of my mouth once in a while, San Diego.
You know why? Because as soon as San Diego build a stadium, they'll be right back in San Diego. They went to LA just as a power move.
To just have the Padres there, San Diego need their football team back.
Yeah.
Good job.
Only room in LA for one team, the Rams. I mean,
They went to LA to get a new stadium in San Diego.
yeah. Oh, these Knicks. I'm going back and forth between the Yankee game and the Knicks game. So I can't believe the Yankees are losing to the damn Oakland A's. Ridiculous, man. The rare time I get all three of my teams are connected. The Yankees, Jets, and the Knicks at the same time. All three of my teams are connected. At the same time.
Two consecutive.
That is a foul. Come on, man. Get back to the draft. I'm sorry. Yes. Cry baby and B. One second.
Now it's all about the first round, of course. But Bruno, did you hear about Xavier Worthy and his 4.2 140 times setting the record for the NFL Combine? Wide receiver out of Texas. He had an explosive season, but you want to see more consistency. Don't fall in love with just a 40-yard dash.
But they do. People fall in love with the 40-yard dash, guaranteed. And
yeah, they always do. They always do.
Always do. And I fall in love with game film, and not just highlight films, the whole game film, and how's the kid act during adversity and things like that. You know, I'm a film guy. There's 40 times and all that I don't hold, as high as the game film. Put it on tape.
Yeah,
Worthy sounds like a Raiders wide receiver when L. Davis was around.
Yeah, they got these fast guys all the time. Willie Gault. Oh, no, Willie Gault was in Chicago, but what was that? Darius Hayward Bay, fast guy from Maryland, didn't turn out to be much of anything. He dropped passes wide open. Wide open.
He got right on my kicker, though. He got right on Janikowski. He could kick it 60 yards. So.
Oh, yeah, but Janikowski, come on. How many 260-pound, 6 foot, 2 kickers do you have?
He got right on Seabass, 6'3", 260.
Yeah, he was big. He was a big dude, and he was accurate. And he's a fringe Hall of Famer.
That's it. I might be giving
Janikowski was a bad kicker.
You know that draft is going to come here to Jacksonville someday.
Yeah, I was gonna. When is it gonna come your way, Trav? Or you just cut out? Now you ain't coming back to New York no.
Now it's going around the country. It's doing a tour like it's.
Look at this guy dressed as Thanos with the Charger. There's a guy dressed as Thanos with charger gear, the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh,
This ain't the Infinity Wars, man. Put that thing down. What the pick is this?
All right, so what's going to happen here? Offensive line traded what?
I think it's going to be for Shawno for Penn State. Let's see.
Commissioner?
Oh, let's check all out.
Alt.
Well, here we go.
they got all.
They got the camera on that
6'8".
Thanos looking dude. Thanos looking.
6'8", over 300 pounds, long arms, pedigree. His
Notre
father
Dame,
played in the league.
intelligent guy.
Boy, he sure don't look happy. He sure look like he don't want to go to play for Jim Harbaugh. Gonna play with Justin Herbert, man. Smile.
Man, Justin Herbert needs some help. I mean, outside of just the offensive tackle, he needs some help getting that ball downfield. He needs to have someone reliable in the backfield.
No, this dude looked like Eli Manning when Eli Manning got drafted by the Chargers. He sit there looking
Trust
at
me,
the
Eli Manning. Remember when we went to that draft there? I remember seeing Eli Manning.
That was the last time we went to the Garden. That was the last one at the Garden.
God, because I went to SEC
20 years ago.
I went to SEC
20 years
Media
ago, huh? Yeah.
I went to SEC Media Day and saw him, and I saw his face. I was like, man, you look so young, man. He looked so freaking young. Like these NFL guys.
He still look
This is
young.
when he was at
He
Ole Miss.
still look
This is
young.
before the season.
He got that baby face pistol.
Yeah, and then he goes into the league and has a pretty successful NFL career. A fringe Hall, not even a fringe Hall of Fame. He's going in. Whether it's the name or because of the 2 Super Bowls, he's going in.
Yeah, you know that them 2 Super Bowls, they carry weight.
Oh, carry a lot of weight. You beat an undefeated team and one of them.
Right? The great Randy Moss, you sent them home with nothing.
Yeah, right. You gave it Tyree making those crazy catches.
with the crazy glue on the helmet, with the crazy glue on the helmet and the glove. Joe Alt.
New York Giants the next. I thought my cousin, your namesake Travis, would be on, but he just texted me he's still at work. I'm like, thought he was gonna be on to talk about his Giants. He ain't on.
Now they need another. They got Joe Alt. Now they need another two more linemen, control and delete.
Trav, what are the Jaguars going to do, man?
The Jaguars, the Jaguars have issues in the secondary, and because of the things that are happening in the AFC South with quarterbacks, especially C.J. Stroud, they need help in the secondary seriously. I thought Kool-Aid McKinstry would be a guy, but is he even going to go that deep? Is he going to fall that far for them? Because he's the best corner there.
Say that they do the opposite of what they should have done. That's why I don't never know with them.
The last cornerback I think they got.
I wonder what Shad Khan going to do. Shad Khan, that's the owner, right? Shad Khan. Yeah, he was on AEW last night. His son got beat up last night by one of the wrestlers.
Did he really? Duval.
Shad Khan came out last night.
Like I was saying, the last cornerback to come from Alabama, I believe, for the Jaguars, and at least draft by first round, was Fernando Bryant. And I used to call him the toast of the town.
Speaking of Alabama, we just got Daniel Wright. We got him signed, man. He is a baller from Alabama, the cornerback.
Really?
We got lucky to get him.
Man, so is he going to go there just to do a little well there and come back to the U.S. and try to get a shot at the NFL or something else? XFL or whatever? Of course, that's the reason for that. Yeah, that's the big deal is that the big deal is that they expanded the NFL.
So who the Giants taking?
The Giants wanted to take a quarterback, I'm sure, because Daniel Jones's contract is absolute trash. I think they have an out after the 2024 season, so it made sense that even with the big contract, they might have gotten out kind of sort of unscathed after 2024. But what quarterback would they take? Bo Nix, because they were in the talk for Bo Nix a couple months ago. But I don't think Bo Nix needs to go that early.
So let's establish this. Who do we think is the best quarterback still on the board?
Man,
Nix?
it would have to be Bo Nix.
Bo Nix, because Penix, I don't know about Michael Penix.
You know what? Michael Penix is, man, I like the way he played last season, but if you look at the time he played at Indiana, you can just talk about the talent around him. Man, he was not good.
Oh, here we go. Giant.
Bo Nixel.
There you go, Malik
Wide
Neighbors.
receiver.
That's what
Giants needed that receiver, man. They got Malik Neighbors, man. They got a speed receiver from the
So hope he ain't Jim
same
Neighbors.
school as Odell Beckham Jr. The same school as Odell Beckham Jr. Let's hope there's no bad
That's a good
influence.
pick. That's a really good pick.
Excellent pick for the Giants.
They
If
pick
they want
Neighbors.
a quarterback. Now you're talking about a Daniel Jones with an accelerated contract and an exorbitant contract, and then coming off of an ACL, and now he has a receiver to throw to. Now there's more than that because they still lost Saquon as well.
Yeah, can't believe they let that happen.
Yeah, I bet you the Titans take the other tackle now. I bet you they take the Fashano now. Since all went already.
The kid from Penn State.
I don't think he's gonna drop down to you. But if he does drop down, the Bears better grab him.
All right, so what do the Tennessee Titans need? Tennessee Titans pick next.
I think they're gonna take off the line.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
That's what I was thinking.
Because they need someone to keep Will Levis up right now.
Fashano would be my prediction.
Oh yeah, I forgot they had Levis.
Yeah, that sounds good to
The
me,
Raiders,
Coach.
yeah.
I'm with you.
They gave Vrabel his walking papers to set Levis lead us to the promised land. You got a bunch of young quarterbacks in that AFC South, man. Allegedly led by, at least going into last season, you would say led by Trevor Lawrence. Now it's led by C.J. Stroud.
Right?
Stroud showed me something, man.
Man, he
Especially
showed
if we played against them both.
and he shut a bunch of people up, including
He
me.
jumped to the head of the class.
Yes, he did. Kind of like Robert Gibbons in that bad show.
He made what's his name from Carolina? He made what's his name from Carolina look like he should have been the number 1 quarterback coming out last year, right? You know, Bryce Young. That's what I was.
You know what, though? Bryce Young came into a bad situation. He comes into Carolina. You have a bunch of disarray. You have a bad coaching situation. You get rid of your top receiver, and DJ Moore. You send him to freaking Chicago, and that's how Chicago ends up getting what they got now.
Right there. Or cover 2 cover. He'll just run right between the team and run between those players, and then it's all over. Explosive after the catch. Can you turn the short
Bolitnikov, he didn't even win the Bolitnikov. It was Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, I think there was a bit of favoritism when that came about because his numbers across the board were off the chart. Malik Neighbors. Now, both of them were juniors. That means chances are if they came back in their senior year, they probably would have won it again, even though there's only been 2 players to win the Bolitnikov twice.
When you have that kind of ability,
Michael Crabtree from Texas Tech and Justin Blackman. Remember Justin
Or
Blackman?
got in trouble. And dropped.
Yeah.
A lot can happen. You come back, 3 things can happen. 2 are bad.
Well, you know what? Hell, Michael Crabtree won it twice. Justin Blackman
Marcus
won it
Thomas should have
twice.
came out as a
But
junior.
Justin
been
Blackman,
first safety tackle
see what happened with him.
Right, remember?
Huh?
Demarius Thomas.
He got herbed.
Riley get it back.
Well, yeah, Justin Blackman had a man. He just had demons. He couldn't get past the bottom.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Great guy with bad problems.
Excellent
Great
talent.
Guy, though.
The best guy you had, in my
Excellent talent.
opinion,
Excellent human being. Special problems.
you know what? I think the best guy you had,
I taught him so many times. So I was doing it.
your coach. The best guy I think you might have had might have been Chad Owens.
Hey, you know, Chad just got inducted to the Hall of Fame up in Toronto. I love Chad.
I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
great
Chad
guy.
was my best interview ever, and I didn't record it. I forgot to hit the start button. That was awesome, man.
Oh, that's a
Bro, he was
major
the
fail,
best.
dog.
And my joint was this. I was like, yo, bro. He's like, you want me to do it again? I was like, bro, it won't be the same, man. He's like, let's do it again. And it wasn't the same. Still good. But that first one, bro. Come on.
He's passionate. He's passionate.
Oh, he's a passionate guy. Exactly. He's a passionate dude.
Yes.
Tough guy. He just a player, man. Things didn't work out with him in Jacksonville after that fumble in the preseason. And you can't be a 5th round pick.
He had a concussion, but he kept trying to fill the ball. They should have been pulled out.
Yeah, that's how the NFL is, man. That sucks, but that's what happened.
Yeah, he was concussed. He should have been back there.
Yeah.
And get a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage, so you can take.
Yards after catch.
Yo, Bruno, remember this picture?
Wow.
Remember that picture?
Which one?
This is what I'm showing you.
When it's on screen.
I gotta see it come up on. Man, I remember that picture. Look at
That was
baby.
Marcus
He's
Trav.
little there.
That was Marcus Thomas.
That's Marcus Thomas.
Wow.
When he got drafted in
Yeah.
4th round. Went in and started.
Yeah, that was Marcus Thomas. Huh?
That's a great one right there. That's a throwback.
Yo.
We know each other a long time. Pull that picture out.
For real, man. But yo, check this out though. That was my son who's now going to be 18 in August.
Others later in life.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Consider yourself
So that was a
Yeah,
long
time
time
flies,
ago.
huh? Time flies.
That was just,
Yeah, he was only 8 months old in that picture.
Damn, son.
that was a fun draft.
Yeah.
That was a fun draft. That's why I was sitting around
That was
like
a hell of a
stressing,
draft,
and all
man.
of a sudden that 3 get drafted like that. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, yes.
I remember, yo, bro. I remember when Mike Shanahan called up. When Mike Shanahan called up, he's like, hey, you want to be a Bronco? Marcus said, come get me, coach. And then you see his name come up on the screen.
Wow. The Orlando Magic destroying the Cavaliers, man. Wow.
I expected Magic to do. Magic is going to destroy him down in Orlando, of course, yeah.
So by the
104
time
to
they showed up,
104 to 66. Damn, stop playing.
104-66.
Mm.
Do the damn towel.
You gonna stop this fight no matter what.
Man, the
Yeah,
draft
they-
is going by pretty fast because everything's in chalk. But you know that there were people out there making these trades and claiming there were going to be trades. They would slow down the draft, and it's looking like right now it hasn't happened, but it is. It's going to happen.
mock drafts where people say, I have this team trading down, I have this team trading up. If you're not in the war room, that's just pretty silly to me.
That's exactly what it is, man. Much ado about nada.
Yeah, I wonder how they get to come up with them assessments and they mock that this team will definitely, trade up or trade down.
Some guys come up with multiple mock drafts, 2.0, 3.0. Like, what are you doing, dude?
You got another one, Bruno, that showed up for you.
Yeah, Trav, you might want to give that name a shot. I don't want to butcher it.
Man, I'm still trying to get into focus. My bad eye.
Last name Marcinko.
Lamilla. Yeah. Lamilla Martinko.
Yeah, that's Spanish, so it'd be Marchenko.
Martinko.
That's not Spanish, bro.
Marchenko.
That's not Spanish?
Lamilla.
No.
Nah, that's like a Slavic.
I say his name, first name is Louis Mila.
Lamilla.
Louis Mila.
You gotta say it fast, like you really know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey,
Louis
if
Mila.
it was Spanish, I would have given it a shot. But I didn't want to.
The Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham.
J.C. Latham from Alabama.
Wow.
That's the guy I talked about last year with Alabama, and obviously he was the leader of that team. But Caden Proctor was the true freshman coming from Iowa to Alabama, the number 1 offensive lineman in the country at 6'9", 367 as a true freshman. Now he left Alabama, went back to Iowa in the transfer portal, then went back into the transfer portal and back in Alabama. Now what's going on here?
Huge.
Well, you have Nick Saban out here on the ABC feed talking about his former player.
We're seeing Nick Saban. We're seeing Nick Saban sit up there on the analyst desk.
Yeah, he's right there right now.
Yeah.
On the ABC feed. Now we've seen this play out so many times, going to so many drafts over the years when we did go, and seeing the families happy and all that stuff. I mean, even getting a chance behind the scenes and seeing the same thing. Even with Marcus and seeing that, even with the 4th round pick, because he fell to the 4th round for those reasons that we know, or that Bruno and I know, and at the time people knew. Nonsense between Urban Meyer, things that he might, done off the field. So he fell down, but Marcus was a 1st round talent. I mean, there was no doubt about that.
We started day 1 for 8 years.
Yeah, he did a backflip at 315 pounds in training camp. A back somersault. For real. They had it on the newspaper there.
I got it. Yep. Front page.
Nick wax a poetic about his boy.
He's 19 years old. He's 19. He
was young. He was a young kid.
Yeah. Graduated in 3 years.
Was he born in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was born in Japan.
Military base.
Yeah. So, J.C. Latham goes. Tennessee needed an offensive lineman. Mike Vrabel is out. Offensive lineman in. Will Levis needs that cornerstone on the offensive line. Someone that can grow with him. But I'm still a little leery about those offensive linemen coming out of Alabama, man. They haven't really done a great job. We have Cam Robinson here in Jacksonville, another example of not doing a good job. God.
Hey, Trav.
Yes.
It's after 3 here. I got to be at camp in 3 hours. I ain't get a couple hours sleep here. At 6 a.m. I got to be off.
So thanks for joining us, Coach. Yeah, man, this is a little marathon thing. Yeah, but coming from the Czech
Republic. Nice to see you guys, man. All that.
Salute you, Coach.
Good luck,
thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
With you, though.
All right, man. Nice to meet you guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Take care. Beat it. Someone says Knicks are hanging in there. I think they have the lead.
Knicks are hanging in there. So I wasn't expecting the Knicks to win in Philadelphia because I think that they struggled a little bit in Madison Square Garden. And
even passed
through as we know, but
I even passed through the hockey, and then the Islanders losing to the Carolina.
Carolina is better than the Islanders this year.
You're speaking another language now, bro. I don't mess with hockey.
I don't mess with hockey. But the Islanders represent my hometown in Long Island.
But those Rangers, man, reign supreme up there when it comes to hockey talk.
I know. I'm not a hockey fan, so I'm just passing through stations.
And the time to be a hockey fan was when Martin Brodeur was playing for the Devils.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Now when the Red Wings was running, when the Red Wings and the Avalanche was running the ships.
Man, for real. And then you had Anaheim with Jean-Sébastien Jogueux. Jogueux. I used to call him Jean-Sébastien Joker, man. Joker.
He the first Joker, right? Like that's the real Joker.
Yeah, but anyway, let's get back on top of this, man. So Tennessee, man, it's going chalk so far, but we know there's going to be trades. The Falcons are picking next, and I don't know. They were 7-10 last year. The NFC South was absolute trash.
They just said that Robert Kraft sabotaged Belichick from getting that job off the plane.
Allegedly. You know what? There are so many stories out there that can at least, kind of sort of be true, but because there's animus, that you're gonna go jump on that bandwagon, you'd rather believe it than not. I need some real proof other than someone saying it or some leaked story saying it.
Yeah.
Too much stuff going on these days. Too many outlets out there. Too many opportunities to screw up in front of people to just believe somebody saying this might have happened when there's so many opportunities for them to have it on video or audio.
Yeah, you know that, right? It's just too much, too many devices to put something
Too many
on.
devices, man.
You can even hack into somebody's phone and make it record while they're somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Get some AI popping.
Okay, Falcons.
Michael Penix.
What?
Bro.
Junior.
Now that's the surprise.
Wow, that's a surprise.
Yeah, I think he will land there.
Bro, I didn't think he would go that freaking early.
Who's the
J.J.
quarterback?
McCarthy will go before him. I thought
I'm
J.J.
happy for him. But, bro.
Who's the quarterback
now we starting to get this shit popping for real.
Who's the quarterback for the Falcons?
Michael Penix now.
Oh, you talking about Ritter? Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter was the quarterback. Desmond Ritter, Don.
Desmond Ritter was there, bro. I thought this guy would get a chance to do some things, and he did get his chance, but, bro, he was not good at all, man. I mean,
he just had a 1 year audition, I guess. 1 year audition.
Look, Kirk Cousins is there now because he came from Minnesota. Well, came from Minnesota, but Kirk is old, coming off an injury as well. Put a young guy who's also been injured in the same spot. Let him sit and marinate, even though he's an early enough pick for people to complain if things don't work out with Cousins. But I think it's a pretty ideal situation. Cousins is coming off of his own injury.
Yeah.
And now Penix has had his injuries in the past. I would like to believe Atlanta did their homework because looking at just pure numbers and watching the games, Penix shouldn't have gone this early. His days in Indiana were horrible, absolute abysmal. But you can talk about the plays around him, but aren't you supposed to make those plays better? But then he did go. He did go to Washington. He did go 11-2 that
if
first
guys
season.
can't get open, who are you going to throw the ball to?
Well, you know what? Because you know what, you're right. Because you go to Washington the first year, they're 11-2. The second year, they go to the championship game. The only loss in the championship game, and he was lighting it up.
But he got that running back.
Huh?
He got that running back.
Water. I better drink my water too.
Yeah, who got what running back?
Falcons got that running back.
Bijan Robinson, yeah.
Yeah, so that might open things up for him, you know.
You know what? The running back position has been devalued so much in the NFL, and going into last season, I thought Bijan was okay. I don't think anyone said that he was transcendent, generational, or anything like that. I think he was good, just a big dude. The running back position has been devalued too much to where you can look at the running back opening up the offense anymore.
It has, but it still opens up the
When you have a special running back, because last season Travis Etienne ran behind the same offensive line that he ran behind the year before, and he was averaging less than 4 yards to carry for the Jaguars. And as he did that, Trevor Lawrence just kind of went underneath.
So to me, two things with Michael Penix. I thought out of all the quarterbacks, he's the most NFL ready.
Well, he's like 24
like
years old.
25, 26 years old,
Yeah, he'll be
which
24
means he should be advanced in comparison to the other quarterbacks.
And they left a Stetson Bennett last season because he was an older quarterback. Bo Nix is an older quarterback. And, I mean, man, you just go back. There's been a lot of old quarterbacks. Now, they didn't do well, but they were old.
They say mature. They mature.
Was it Chris Winkie? Chris Winkie played for Florida State. Came out in the draft with the Carolina. Man, he had like solid at best career. You know, whatever. He was an older guy who played with Blue Jays money. He was drafted coming out of high school playing baseball.
I didn't think Penix would go before J.J. McCarthy. Personally.
Bears on the clock again.
That's me. I want
Bears on the clock again.
You know what? If you don't get it.
I want to
do go offensive line because now the two top wide receivers are not there, but they pretty solid wide receivers now.
Keenan Allen only has 1 year on his contract. He's 31 years old. Are they going to break him off, give him a bag, or do they have his replacement ready to step up? I go with Doomsday.
You know what? You know what? Xavier Worth, get him in the second round. I mean, easier said than done. I don't think Xavier Worth jumps into the first round, the one who ran a 4.21 at Texas. I don't think he jumps into the first round just by virtue of that. Here you go. You got your boy, Roma Duze. Yo, that Bears offense is looking a whole lot different now. It makes non-Bears fans want to kick over there when the season starts.
See, to me, he's a difference maker too. You can't give that up.
Hey, y'all building something. Y'all building something good over there in Chicago.
Yeah, I would have preferred Jaden Daniels #1, but we'll see. But I'm happy with the Dunze.
Hey, you know what? Caleb Williams does half of anything. The way these young quarterbacks have been doing it of late, bro, that's a step in the right direction, and it's probably a step ahead of what Justin Fields done in the past 3 seasons.
Gentlemen, we're on the clock now. The JETS.
On the clock. And I said that the day that Aaron Rodgers went down.
Right?
Let me tell you something. He better do that. Oh man, you don't know how this was.
But what happened with him?
You hear how they saying that he under investigation for coming back so fast?
Man, the Jets, the Jets would be under investigation, not him. The Jets would be under investigation. The team,
But does he have a bionic Achilles or something?
They're the ones who have to give the clearance. He would be under investigation if they didn't give clearance. He was like, I'm showing up anyway with staph infection.
Yeah. They said that he might get banned for life. That's the articles that was
he might get banned for the last 2 years of his career. Yeah, life. Get out of here. 2 more years left. My man got a whole life ahead of him.
I guess that means he can't come to no events. He can't come to no stadiums.
You ask the Romans.
Yeah, you can't go to Green Bay or New York. Yeah, but that's crazy.
Caleb Williams has no excuses.
No excuses.
He has no excuses. He got weapons galore.
I'm thinking that what happened with C.J. Stroud last season and him being able to use those underwhelming weapons at wide receiver, I think that made a lot of these teams think that the right quarterback can do the same for them. But they're giving him even more of a benefit by adding players that's supposed to just give him the opportunity. If he has any of that talent C.J. Stroud has, he should be slinging it the same way. The only difference being in that cold weather up in Chicago and that windy weather in Chicago.
The Jets just traded with the Vikings. The Jets are now at number 11.
Well, they want Randy Moss.
They're going to take J.J. McCarthy.
The freaking Jets. Always blowing it some way. We want Randy Moss.
You're going to take McCarthy.
Bro. No. You know how much I loved McCarthy last season and even the season before. But, bro, I don't know what I'm not seeing.
I'm telling you, they're trading up to take a quarterback. They're taking McCarthy.
Oh, my God. Bro, I can't even fathom
But why didn't they just pick McCarthy with their pick? Why would they trade down?
The Vikings?
They only traded to 11. They just
you saw the Vikings
swapped 10 and 11.
I thought he said the Vikings traded up.
Oh, no. Vikings can take McCarthy because I've seen stories about them wanting him. I'm still tripping about him going so early.
Vikings are taking McCarthy.
Oh, I thought you meant the Jets were taking him. I'm like, bro.
No.
Come on.
But, that wouldn't be a bad idea to have him learn from Aaron Rodgers. I mean, how many seasons do you expect to get out of A-Rod?
I won't have to worry about getting rid of my little beep sound.
I'm really jittery about Aaron Rodgers.
He's got a day for trash day. What Tuesday, Thursday?
What if he extends himself handing off the ball again and gets hurt?
Real jittery about that. That thumbnail y'all had, that thumbnail y'all put, that damn, that came from me. For
the record, Trav does all the thumbnails. So
I'll say that. I gave him food for that with that one.
Yeah, I saw that. You know what? It fits perfectly for Aaron Rodgers, Jets Nation, Jets City, Jets Island.
That came on the other day. I was watching on TV one the other day for James Doctor. Damn.
Yeah, man.
Hey, for your guys' sake, I hope Aaron Rodgers has a healthy season, man.
Man, it
I
couldn't have been so
saw a
anticlimactic
video.
last season.
I saw a video on YouTube. It said Aaron Rodgers Jets highlights, and he handed off the ball, and the video was over.
Bro, that's a freaking highlight, man. I'm gonna hand off the ball. All right, Dale, your 2023 highlights for Aaron Rodgers. Just hand off the
I
ball.
wish you had Joe Benigo up here, Trav. I wish you had
Just
Joe
laying on
Benigo
the
up here.
ground. That's his highlight.
Yeah,
Laying on the
highlights.
ground.
Diamond. I wish Joe
His
Benigo was up
highlight
here.
is laying on the ground.
Yeah, what's on the floor right now, Joe Benigo.
Now, there's some other players in this draft that aren't going to go in the first round. Everybody can't be a first rounder, but we're only here for the first round. So, which players are out there that you probably would just mention because they're going to eventually help a team out, or even some players that, you know what, you're just intrigued by these players. For me, it's Isaiah Garendo, the kid from Louisville who came from Wisconsin. 6'1", 221 pounds. He ran a 4.33. He jumped out of the freaking gym. The guy's just a physical specimen when it comes to that. But his numbers don't tell the story. He didn't go for 1,000 yards with Louisville. And you look at these, it's almost like Mike Mamula all over again, just on offense.
They're showing J.J. McCarthy right there.
Come on, man.
It looked like he gonna go to the Vikings. That's what it's summing up. That's what it looking like.
Man, you know what?
So how far back did the Jets trade?
Just to 11. They just swapped from 11 and I think the Vikings was at number 11 because the Jets were at number 10.
Uh-oh.
They just flipped.
Guess who's in the house? What you think about the Falcons pick? Hey, that's Stephen Drummond. Let's give him a shout out because Stephen Drummond is now the executive associate athletic director for the University of Georgia. He also was the former vice president of the Carolina Panthers football operations. So let's give the shout out.
What's up, Steven?
He asked about my pick with the 40. I'm surprised.
Let's go, Steven. SJD.
Yo, bro, I'm surprised with the pick. I was really looking at Penix to go in the second round. I like the way his story played out, man.
Well, Steve says Brock Bowers
in Indiana, there isn't a lot of talent, and most of the games are going to be against teams that are much better, and then particularly Michigan, Ohio State. Even hell, in the middle of the pack team like Minnesota on occasion. And he just had bad days. But when he changed scenery, he played well.
And those two things, they were going to be the quarterback. Which quarterback have they identified?
And Brock Bowers, you know what? He's mentioning Brock Bowers, the best tight end in the draft right now. And after Brock Bowers, there's a precipitous drop. A kind of Wile E. Coyote falling down a White Canyon drop.
And you John Rickles tonight, man.
Yep. Yeah, but Brock Bowers, no doubt about it, man. I mean, I like the kid, but the one I like even more is Lat McConkey, his buddy.
They have the surviving mother, brothers, and nephews of fallen hero, United
That's
States
your TV, Diamond.
Zachary Ewing.
We're going to get copyright strike. We're going to get copyright strike from you. Yeah, but in any event, man, Lat McConkey, in my opinion, bro, there's always a receiver or a position out there that I just like a player. I've seen enough of him. He's not a fad. Lat McConkey is going to be someone that you all know if you don't know him already. No strawberry pie tonight, but I did make a strawberry cheesecake earlier. So, yes, it's on.
The strawberry
cheesecake. You saw the picture. Yeah, it's still on.
2024 NFL Draft. The Minnesota Vikings select.
Are you, bro? JJ McCarthy, huh?
It was tough, but they didn't pick a quarterback in the top since Dante Culpepper.
You know, and that turned out to be a pretty good pick for them.
I think that's a heck of a trade for the Jets. They weren't going to pick McCarthy.
No, bro. I'm glad they have it. You know what? I like the guy. I've been on his bandwagon from last year and the season before. I just couldn't see him as a first rounder. I knew he'd go to the NFL, and in fact, at one point, I thought he'd be another Julian Edelman and turn into a wide receiver because he had the athleticism and that speed. I thought his passing wasn't as accurate, and we saw it in the national championship game. But they know more than me, I think.
Now we're back on the clock again.
I was rooting for him, though.
Yeah, we made our pick already. Then they said the pickers. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They do the thing.
They were on the clock for a while before the trade. So
Yeah, right. That's probably finagling the trade. That's why. But yeah, Lad McConkey is a certified dog. And
are they going O lineman?
with the Jets?
Yeah,
Man. Yeah, well, you know, we need O line, like serious O line. My God.
Yeah, we definitely do.
kid from Penn State. I can't say his name, man.
Word, bro.
You know who I'm talking about.
Give him initials, man.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Big dog. Just call him nicknames.
They taking Falua?
SJD says Lad is a certified dog.
Yeah, he is. Lad is a certified dog, man. He is, bro. I think there's always a player at some point or another that I've seen enough of that I already know. I'm just waiting for him to get to the NFL.
They compared McCarthy to Alex Smith.
He ended up leaving the football because of concussions, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. He was running like a 4.3 himself. Another one of those plays that caught everything.
He got a pretty pass. Wow.
When it's going to the right player. No, it's not like he's throwing picks. It's just that some of these decisions. I remember Kurt Herbstreit talked about him one time when he analyzed and said the things that he had done wrong. And it's not like Kurt's word is end all be all, but in the most rudimentary way, the little things and that he should have known, it looked like he didn't know. And it was going backwards at sometimes, and then sometimes it wasn't. But in the national championship game, he wasn't doing anything special. Now, Bias, what do you think about
that defense, right?
Who?
Blake Corum, the running back from Michigan? How does he play? How is he going to be as an NFL player? A short guy doesn't have a whole bunch of speed. Come up with a knee injury, it's never going to get better, completely better. Stocky as hell. His arms, bro. He got some hellfire guns. But in the NFL, hellfire guns mean nothing. Ye not.
Yeah, you don't find too many bruisers in the league anymore these days.
No, especially shorter guys. The pinballs, like the Maurice Jones-Drew kind of players.
Maurice Drew and Marshawn Lynch.
Jones-Drew was that stocky dude. I remember him from high school at Conco de La Salle. He was just an absolute beast, man.
Yeah, Maurice Jones, he was crazy.
Yeah, I remember the California game, bro. He was taking my Florida boys to the woodshed. Can't do that. Arrest this man.
Don't want to go to the woodshed. You don't want to go to the woodshed.
Nah, don't go to the woodshed, man.
Good old Mel Kiper Jr. What's up, Mel? Mel, the only one left from when we went to the draft on that everybody else interchangeable parts.
Hey, let's talk about the time that Chris Berman cursed everybody out and didn't know he was on the highlight.
Yeah. Chris Berman.
And then he apologized to the next day. Fucking amateurs, blah, 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 blah. Yo,
hey, Trav, how come you're not dressed for your team, man? I got my Bears. They got their Jets. What you doing, man?
Shirt somewhere here. Somewhere here, bro. I need some Caleb Clark gear.
All right, the moment of truth has arrived.
You got him. We need an offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman, all right.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Is that a sexy pick because it's an offensive lineman?
Yeah, but that's a high value pick at 11.
So he's coming in boxing. Bro, Bias. He's asking if we're gonna order the Tyson and Jake Paul fight?
Negative. I'm too old for the clown shows.
To be determined.
I
Only
mean, for the
because
circus.
it'll make for good banter.
Hey, my dad told Trav, my dad told me that Boots Ennis wants Ryan Garcia. That's what I heard.
Who?
Boots Ennis and Ryan Garcia. That's what my dad told me.
Within 3 rounds.
Yeah, it makes sense for Boots. He'd beat his ass.
If Boots is fighting Ryan Garcia, that fight's over in 3 rounds or 4. 4 rounds, I'll give him.
In favor of Boots?
Boots will destroy him. Boots will put him to sleep. He'll tuck him in and he'll go to sleep.
Read him a bedtime story first.
Read him a beatdown story.
This is the time you shouldn't have.
For real, man. Come on, man. Boots is on another planet. It's just that Terrence Crawford doesn't have to fight him because Terrence has done enough, and Terrence can't hardly make the weight anymore. That's why he's moving to 154. You're not going to cut weight like that and starve the same way Ryan had to do against Tank.
So he got protection. He got Tyron Smith on the other side, and this guy, right, Aaron.
I think Boots is gonna be kind of like Mike McCallum, too dangerous, not big enough.
Anybody who remembers Mike McCallum knows that man would knock you.
But you know what? With young guys,
yeah,
a lot of these young guys,
not an easy night for nobody, but you can't make money off him.
But you know what? Those younger guys are going to want to have to fight him moving up, like Shakur when he finally gets up there. Tank probably isn't getting to 147.
By the time Shakur gets to 47, Boots probably
he's going to use like some type of rehydration clause. And he's talking about boxing for like the next year or two, anyways. But that's not going to happen. He's going to continue.
That's crazy that they can do that.
What?
Put a clause in there to keep you to where you low and weak.
Oh yeah, because it becomes dangerous, man. They might as well call it the Arturo Gatti clause against Joey Gamache when he gained all that weight and he gave him a concussion and ruined his boxing career. He never fought again. He knocked out Joey Gamache because he was 20 pounds over freaking weight when he fought.
Damn. I think Ryan did it. Obviously, he did it purposely, but
he did it purposely.
He signed to those terms against Tank because he wanted to fight, and he screwed himself. And this time he's like, I'm not gonna screw myself.
But you know what? When you get to championship fights, there's more nuance involved when it comes down to rehydration or even just comes down to weight. If you're 5 pounds over, there is no fight. If there's 3 pounds, you can at least ask, you know what? You want to pay? If it's 2 pounds or less, they'll make you lose the 2 pounds. So Ryan came at 3.2 to the point where he was willing to pay the money, and he bet on himself anyway and won 12 million anyway.
But here's another thing, though. He was wearing pants. He was holding the bottle. He was drinking out that bottle. So that added a little bit to his weight. Like if he really wanted to make weight, he would have gotten naked. He would have been drinking. He wouldn't have been holding the bottle.
And now there's stories about that was water and apple cider. Something. It wasn't beer. Come on. But then he says again that he likes to drink. You know what? He's like one of those walking contradictions. Go figure.
You're sideways, Jermaine.
That's why we the Brady Bunch.
We all look like hot pants on the tree.
So who are the Broncos going to take?
Bruh. Okay, so now we have the Broncos picking. It's like the Wilson and Wilson law firm. They got rid of Wilson, brought in Wilson.
Right, the Wilson and Wilson. Well, if they got rid of Jerry, so they might be trying to get another wide receiver.
Looks like Jermaine's having technical difficulties.
Man, I mean, this has gone, other than the Penix pick, things have kind of gone as expected. You started hearing talk recently about JJ going to Minnesota, and boom, it happens. The Giants were talking about moving up, But then the Patriots all of a sudden says, okay, we're willing to get rid of the pick. But then they asked for a bunch of nonsense. They wanted like 4 first-round picks. Absolutely insane. And the Giants were like, never mind. So they kept it. That's how they ended up with what they got.
For the third best quarterback in the draft.
Exactly. Giants, man, come on. We already made a bad deal with the quarterback we already have in Daniel Jones. How the hell we look like making more bad decisions with unproven talent?
So who do you think the Broncos take?
The who?
Broncos. Who do you think they take?
Man. I mean, they have so many freaking needs. I mean, you talk about feeding the needy.
Right.
Broncos, bro, they got so many freaking needs.
So who's best available?
How does
Mark Bowers?
You know what? If they want to start with a tight end, that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be a nice place to start, man. I mean, you got Zach Wilson, all of a sudden is your starting quarterback, at least projected to be your starting quarterback. You still have Jared Stedman there. And bro, I don't think Ben DiNucci is going to even be around after training camp as a quarterback. But I don't think they're looking for a quarterback right now, at least not here. They can find one in the second, third round. Bo Nix, you know what I mean, second round for them if he's there. I mean, but what do they have? They have absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, they
find out now.
They can grab anybody.
Oh, bro, how about that? I mentioned Bo Nix. They ain't got Bo Nix, huh?
Yeah, I forgot about him. Huh?
But Bo Nix going this early, you know what? I thought Bo Nix would go later. But hey, you know what? You know how I've been on Bo Nix all year long because I've liked him since he was at Auburn. And even when he came out as a true freshman and playing at Auburn, you know, I was hoping that things worked out better. I don't know what the hell happened. He's a legacy player at Auburn, ended up going to Oregon. Hey, he couldn't have made a better choice. Did excellent. I mean, he got abused by Georgia the first time he went there. But, I mean, absolutely obliterated by Georgia. But, hey, he showed his worth last season. 3 picks, I think, 45 touchdowns? Bro, those are video games numbers. It's just that those bad games came in games that really mattered, like against Washington. Yes, his father, bro, that undefeated Auburn team. With Terry Bowden as the coach.
Terry Bowden.
Man, I don't know. I don't know the whole story, but look at that completion ratio, man. Completion rate, 77%. I don't care where you're playing, man. If you throw the ball that often, and he's seen so many offenses, man, defenses, because he's been around forever. 61 starts, 61 games as a collegiate player, man. He's had a career before a career.
So he should be able to decipher those.
Well, that's the theory.
Defensive.
Because I thought the same thing once again with Sam Hartman coming from Wake Forest. I thought, you know what, he's going to be surrounded by even better talent at Notre Dame, and he was, and it looked good against Navy. It looked good against Ohio State, but then it didn't. They lost. I was like, bro. But Bo Nix, see, players you want to look forward to even if they're not on your team. He's a player I want to look forward to. And you know what, and just taking a couple of peeks at the Bears this year because it just looks like a team that looks like it should do something.
6 quarterbacks.
Yeah, right, bro.
Oh, Knicks.
Now, don't make the comparison with the 1984 team as they always like to do.
I'm back, guys.
I see.
My cousin had problems. He said the link wouldn't let him in.
Huh?
My cousin Johnny, he had problems. He said wouldn't let him in. The link wouldn't let him in.
Look who's in the house. Matthew Rambo in the house. He's another guy, man. He's the guy I met down here when I first got to Jacksonville. And we used to go to high school games, man. Bro, that's when we first saw Leon Washington together. And we knew that night. It was like, yeah, this guy's going to the league one day. First time seeing the dude.
My cousin Johnny ain't happy about the pick. He talked about we do the same BS every year. They could have got this guy later in the round. I wanted Brock Bowers. That's what he was the feedback I got from my cousin John.
He wanted Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
You know what? If you can get a quarterback at that spot, and you have Sean Payton as your coach, you talking about Brock Bowers at what? This last pick?
No, I'm talking about for the Jets. No, I'm talking about my cousin who's a Jet fan. He wanted Brock Bowers.
Oh, no. You know what? Brock Bowers was the talk, but I thought it was more smokescreen. The Jets have these perpetual line problems with linemen.
It's hard to get excited about.
Now Brock Bowers is going to the Raiders now.
Probably, but it's hard to get excited about offensive linemen. But that was a good pick.
Yeah, it was a good pick because if you look at the Jets' history of recently, how the offensive line has been a mess after we've been spoiled in the past, like 15 years ago. You know,
Nick Shaw Ferguson and Nick Mango.
Nick Mango, and before that we had Kevin Mawai. Come on, bro, it was nasty. So
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You need those kind of linemen back.
You know what I mean? And it's like all of a sudden they forgot how to get offensive linemen, and now we get these turnstiles.
So Bowers is going to the Raiders, huh? Going to the Raiders.
The Raiders, yeah. Brock Bowers for your kid anyway.
Okay.
Brock's a California.
Straight New York City turnstiles.
Bro, everyone knows I love this with Leon Washington. There we go, right there. That's what I do, man. The first day I saw that cat, I already knew what I saw. First day.
Bowers looked like he could fit the Raiders. I remember when Robert Gallery got traded. Got picked by the Raiders, man. He looked like a Raider.
Also, Gator says that he's no John Elway. Bro, who the heck is John Elway? No one. Not too many people.
No. Don't get him started on John Elway.
That's my point, man. Bro,
Elway's the goal. Come on, let's drop that.
Now, bro, I stood by Tom.
This whole show would go sideways off the rail.
Right, John Elway was the man.
No one's saying he wasn't bad. No one's saying he wasn't a badass. Just not the GOAT.
I'm just saying, in my
no.
He was the best quarterback of all time, considering all the circumstances of the players he had, the teams he's had, and he was still getting it. And then he finally gave him a little bit of a running back, and then he finally got what he should have done before. No, those amigos.
Right? Terrell Davis helped him get his Super Bowl.
Even though they were doing that zone blocking scheme, so it was Terrell Davis really that great? Because we saw Landis Gary, we saw Mike Anderson, we saw Clinton Portis before that just running through like it was nothing. Come on, man.
Good old Clinton Portis. That's the name.
I didn't know you was a Raiders fan. I don't know if you let your allegiance be known when you're working for these teams.
Didn't you say, you was wearing your jet hat when you was interviewing Tom Coughlin when he was the Jaguar coach?
Oh, yeah, bro. I used to wear my Jets get down to the Jaguars locker room, man. Like, bro. I mean, I wasn't trying to be assholeish about it. It's just that's what I had on, and boom. But then, I started respecting it when I knew, like, yo, I think that was told me, he's like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Right? Like, you rubbing us the wrong way with that gear on.
Yeah, bro. I mean, now, really, are there really good picks for the Raiders? They always manage kind of like in Jets-esque way to screw things up. They find a quarterback that don't work out, and then they get a tight end that the quarterback can't throw to.
You just called it.
Brock Bowers is a playmaker, and typically, other than Brock Bowers, you wouldn't take a tight end. Well, who got the cops in the background? For real. You home?
They called the cops on you. They called the cops on you.
Real.
Yeah, it's not staying in front of that nigga, yo.
Yeah.
They let Maxie do whatever he want.
Yeah, I turned to the Knicks game after I ain't been keeping 13 points. Huh? Dang. Well, we lost this one.
But Jalen Brunson hasn't been playing, like he was playing all season either in the playoffs.
So that's what like people said that was a knock on Randall, and it seems to be a knock on Brunson. Also, like
Oh, no, well,
in
you
the
know what?
playoffs.
Look, you know what? If you listen to Mike Greenberg before, Mike Greenberg talked about if a star player came here, then Randall wouldn't be the number one player, he'd be number two. And if another star came, he wouldn't be number two, he'd be number three. And I think that's the truth. Because Jalen Brunson, not exactly a superstar, comes in and he is number two, but he's needed at number two. 14-2 in January with him. They kind of faltered in the beginning of February without him.
That bogged down. What's the name? Bogdanovich, man. He stinks.
Hey, so let me ask you
bro.
Knicks fans a question. Did Philly get robbed the other night?
You know something? I gotta be honest.
Yeah, they got robbed, but you know,
they did get robbed.
I got more respect for you guys. I appreciate the honesty and the objectivity more so.
I wish they didn't count it, man. I wish they didn't count it because maybe we'd be playing harder in Philly right now.
I got a friend after the Lakers lost the other night. He was crying about the referees. I'm like, dude, you guys had a 20-point lead.
Was he watching the Devin Haney fight? The referee.
Yo, you think Haney gonna be able to recover from that?
Bruh. I wonder if his father gonna be able to recover the way he's been acting.
His father's on some BS, man.
His father's still going crazy. He was going in on Mayweather.
Oh, Floyd, bro, like, bro, come on now. And Floyd being nice and mature, and this dude want to come at him.
Man, I couldn't even watch that video because Floyd was just saying,
crazy.
Bill. I'm like, Bill.
You thought you had to pay him. Bill,
but you know, but then he tried to get slick, like, look, Bill, ain't my fault. I ain't never lose. Your son lost. That's he said down the roundabout way, like, look, I ain't never lose. Your son lost.
He said, yo, he's undefeated at the gym.
Oh, yeah, he said,
congratulations.
15-0 don't mean nothing in the streets. What are you talking about?
Where did the hell that come from?
Right.
All of a sudden, he's talking about the streets. All this time, he was talking about his son going undefeated because he wanted to do better than what Floyd had done. He was talking about being the first billion-dollar boxer. Now that he got his butt kicked and he can no longer be undefeated, now 50-0 doesn't matter. Being undefeated doesn't matter. But being in the streets and undefeated matters. Let him fight Ruben Guerrero because they're both undefeated in the streets. Yeah, Ruben Guerrero said the same thing. I have not lost in the streets.
That's like it's a Mitch Blood Green type of BS.
Yeah, Mitch Blood Green's a pastor now, bro.
Yeah, I saw that.
Preaching.
I was bugged out.
Yo, bro, I saw him on Lenox Avenue with that trench coat on. It was hot during a fish fry. And I was coming back when I worked at the bank, of Carver, walking on Lenox Avenue. He was so out of it.
Oh, snap.
He starts beating the telephone because he ate his quarter.
I forgot about Dallas Turner.
He was in the shelter for a minute, old Mitch Green.
Man, he was going through it, man.
Yeah, I forgot about Dallas Turner, man. He's still on the board.
Yeah. Let's see.
We the damn Yankees, man.
Yep. Man, no one cares about defense anymore. You know what? All the rules in place, the defense kind of doesn't matter anyway. Now anyway. I think Cooley McKinstry is the best cornerback out there, most complete cornerback out there, probably the most talented corner out there. And because of all these offensive players, he's going to continue to drop.
Yeah, because defense ain't what it used to be.
Well, they're changing the rules because the offense still has the advantage. I mean, people come to watch high-scoring games. Americans like high-scoring games.
What do you guys think about
soccer? It's probably never going to be anything here.
What do you guys think about the hip drop ban?
The hip drop ban.
Hip hop ban.
No, the hip drop ban. That's what you're talking about.
On the hip drop.
So Penn State finally gets their play out, and Oregon State gets their play out. Another Polynesian player. You know how that goes. Big, thick, strong guy. Stays injured, though. What's going on here? For real. I'm serious. Man, I remember Chris Fool, Machu Ma'afala. And that guy was so agile, but he got injured so much. Halati Noda that played for Baltimore. Same thing.
Oh yeah.
Big, thick body, man. You wonder how can they break his bones? Well, look at him. They break him. He gets bruised. Same thing.
Yeah, milk ain't what it used to be.
I don't know, man. Milk, baby. I don't know. These guys are strong, powerful, but they just the smallest thing, the nagging injuries. If they get an
He's like
injury,
fine china. He's fragile like fine china.
I know, right?
That's why I call Anthony Davis a Joel Embiid fine china.
Well, right now he ain't no fine china.
They're showing Oregon. They colors out there.
Did you say Carl Anthony Davis?
Carl Anthony Davis.
You're talking about both of them, Davis and Towns.
I know, right? Word. Anthony Davis, bro. That dude's like he's that punch bowl that Florida Evans dropped. Just broken to pieces.
Damn. You saw him the other night. What happened between? You saw him the other night. What happened with Jamal Murray? He made a shot. That was a sucker move, man.
That was, man. He's a sore loser, whiny.
For real, he's sore loser, killing me, man.
And LeBron, this GOAT talk. I don't want to hear no more GOAT talk. But Michael Jordan, you ain't never touching Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan never been to a seventh game. You know, never been to a seventh game. That ends the conversation right there.
You know what's funny though? LeBron criticized the play-in. If they didn't invent the play-in, he wouldn't have been in the playoffs the last 4 years, probably.
That's true.
That's right.
Yeah.
I always tell these millennials out, you want to see a winner, look at Michael Jordan. As much as I couldn't stand Michael Jordan, he killed my Knicks all the time. That man wanted it. He stepped on his own mother to win the game. That's how bad he wanted to win the game.
I detect no lies there.
For real, bro.
Yeah. That man had a killer instinct like I never seen this.
When he was sick, the dude still came.
No, word in Chicago was they couldn't draft no shooting guards because he just kill him in practice.
Yeah,
you play my position, I'm gonna kill you. You ain't getting no minutes. You ain't taking my job, nothing. So they just stopped bringing in shooting guards. That's why they had Steve Kerr and John Paxson, like shooting point guards.
Yeah. That's why I told somebody the other day, but they told me, you see Draymond Green? I said Draymond Green couldn't play on no team with Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan right now, get his ass out of here, man. Get his ass, because Steph Curry ain't that type of leader, man. He like, I know you really want to tell me, cost us games where we could have made the playoffs. I mean, be it highest seed in the playoffs is what I'm trying to get.
So the Colts are up. They're the 15th team already.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Tucker?
What you now?
What'd you say?
Go ahead, Diamond.
I'm saying Joe Flacco left Cleveland. I ain't know he left Cleveland.
Joe Flacco left Cleveland, bro. Yeah, bro.
Ain't he on the Colts? He's on the Colts now, I think. Right?
Yeah,
no, he was on Cleveland.
Yeah, but I think he's on.
Why would they
I don't think he's there.
Anthony Richardson.
That's the outer word. He was on Cleveland.
He was on Cleveland.
They gave him a little bit of buzz too.
What makes me mad with him is that he was nothing with us. He was a statue with us. He go to Cleveland and now he can play again.
You know what? He left. They brought Jameis Winston in, and then Deshaun Watson's claiming he can play now and have a happy ending.
Jameis Winston, that's a name I heard. He's over there, right?
I wanted the Jets to get Jameis Winston last season.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, you know what I mean? He got a little bit of rest, put him in the offense, let him sit. We can't get much worse than what we have. Let's see what happens. I mean,
Give me 1 second, guy.
as
Get
far as
down.
interceptions, but he was still a lot of touchdowns.
Hey, Joel's gonna drop a 40 piece at least on the Knicks.
Yeah, they're gonna make sure that they get this game.
Oh yeah, I know. I said already that the Knicks, I would have easily taken that 5.5, whatever the Knicks would given. I would have given it to him like I'd have given him a 10. I mean, because look, the first game wasn't dominant. The second game they shouldn't have won, and this third game on the road, bro. The Knicks are trying to find a way to give this damn thing to him.
Hey, you guys see Ben Stiller trolling Kelly Oubre?
Nah, what do you say?
Oubre said something about all the celebrities courtside or whatever.
Yeah.
And still saying that they don't care about the Knicks. They're just showing up now because it's the playoffs or whatever.
Well,
correct. He said something about, why do you care about how much I care, Kelly Oubre?
Oh,
Kelly,
now you think Kevin Hart,
Oubre.
because Kevin Hart's a diehard 76er, man, you think you hear some trash talk from him? You hear the trash talk from Kelly Oubre. I'm surprised Kevin Hart ain't said nothing about, because I know when the Heat went up against the 76ers, him and Dwayne Wade was going at it, a couple of years ago.
Oh, come on, Oubre. You is not that strong. They just, you know what? That's right. They said it too. They said the role players play better at home, and they not lying.
No, they do.
Yeah.
That's the truth, right there.
Is Roger Goodell coming out for this 15th overall pick?
That's almost like news. It's almost like one of Newton's laws.
Will it be another Hawaiian?
Yes, another one. Bro, the Polynesian place is badass though.
Right, but they ain't like Little Troy.
Little Troy.
I love Little Troy.
You're not talking about the rapper, are you?
No, Troy Polamalu from the
okay.
Head and Shoulders commercials.
Head and Shoulders commercials.
Oh, I got you.
Look, all rappers is named Little. He ain't talking about no rapper.
Mahomes do no commercials with Troy Palmer. I know he glad Troy Palmer was retired because he probably would have harassed the hell out of Mahomes.
Man, he was at Washington first and up at UCLA. Man, this transfer portal or these transfers that are being allowed I don't know about ruining college football in terms of the overall quality because it gives hope to other teams that might not have had hope. I mean, Washington wouldn't have been in the spot they were in if they didn't have the transfers come in, particularly Penix.
Yeah, I didn't realize the transfer portal has changed the college landscape greatly.
Oh yeah, it does exactly. But you know what? It gives them the same opportunity these coaches have gotten for years. They could go to these kids' living rooms and lie to them like they do, and they'll end up going and getting a bigger contract as soon as this kid signs the dotted line. Then this kid's in limbo because the new coach comes in. He doesn't have any loyalty to this particular player. He brings in his own guys, and you can complain and give grievances and all this other stuff and try to work with it, and it just doesn't work. Then you have to transfer. And then sometimes you're stuck. You can't transfer within the same conference. A lot of SEC teams are like in the same conference.
Yeah, they yeah, I guess it evened the playing field out a lot, as well as changing the landscape. And these kids,
yeah, but
you know what? They ain't no joke. They using it to their fullest.
Well, depending on who's using it and how they're using it, because you can look at Deion Sanders and how he used it with over 80 players coming in, and what good did it do him last season? Got good 4 games out of it. There was a nice buzz for the first couple of games, and then all of a sudden reality sets in for teams who have the cohesion and better players, and we see how it turned out. And now he has more people leaving this time around.
Transferring out, yeah.
Exactly, they're leaving now because they realize that there's smoke and mirrors there, and I guess they're telling the story once they leave. He's looking at it as sour apples when they're just saying, Kamani McLean just said, yo, bro, I'm not down with clicks. That can only mean one thing. Well, it's cliquish up in there, and it's no surprise. Deion kind of seems like that cliquish kind of dude.
We should have asked Coach about NIL and how that affects.
Oh yeah, right.
Because he was talking about people getting money and they lose that dog or whatever.
Yeah, they kind of
A
get a
lot
little
of them have
soft.
money. A lot of them already have money now.
I mean, look at Albert Haynesworth. He got that big contract. Went to the Redskins. And what did he do? Lay down like a dog. Albert Haynesworth.
He laid down like Aaron Rodgers, huh?
He get that huge check and laid down just like that.
You talk about what a waste.
So that but I can understand, man. You see some of these guys' paychecks. Like I had a chance to see some of these paychecks on payday. You know, players get paid every game after each game. I think it's that Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the hell it is. But yeah, they get those check stubs because everything's direct deposited, obviously. And you're like, damn, these dudes like win the lottery every freaking week. You know what I mean? That's how it seems. And that's on top of their signing bonus. And then all of these other things they may have, like roster bonuses or going to the freaking weight room and all those other things.
Is that the Seahawks? Seahawks is up next, right?
Yeah. And then Jacksonville, and I think McKinstry will be a perfect fit for Jacksonville, going by what's happening in that damn secondary and all these young quarterbacks that are now in the AFC South.
You kind of froze. Who did you say? Yeah, you kind of froze. Who did you say?
Oh, yeah, I was talking about how the Jaguars might want to get Kool-Aid McKinstry in that secondary based on young quarterbacks that are in the AFC South now who know how to sling that ball. Along with Trevor Lawrence, there's 3 other quarterbacks that aren't on the Jaguars who sling that ball. Will Levis is one of them. He's just getting warmed up. We saw what he could do a little bit last year. We already know what CJ's doing. And when Anthony Richardson gets his stuff together and get his injuries out of the way and learns to slide or learn not to run as much, that arm is there.
Latu.
There's a lot to learn. A lot to learn when you get in that room.
Latu.
You know, Sam Barrington was going to come in here today. I had messaged him today. Like, he might stop by. He's a busy dude, so I'm not going to be surprised if he doesn't. But yeah, he was going to come in because he was a 7th round draft pick. He was the second of Green Bay's 2 7th round draft picks that year, 2013. And what was it, 2013? And he made the team. Every week, the newspapers were talking about players that were going to get cut, and he was always among those players. Next thing you know, he became one of the crowd favorites, and he started doing things in practice. Some things he got yelled at for. McCarthy yelled at him for blowing up John Kuhn one time. This is a teammate, man. But you know what? He likes that dog in him, though. But you know what? Said that dog for the other team. But he ended up making the team. But I remember, and I hope Sam watches this video, the reason why I knew he would make that team, one day he invited me to a barbecue because his daughter had a birthday party. So I took the kids and we went over there. And this dude wrote down the entire playbook long-handed on his own. So that means when you're long-handing a playbook, that means you're reading everything you're writing. So he had his own playbook that they gave him, but he also wrote it out. I was like, you know what? This dude's serious, man. He's going to get in there. He got in there. Now, injuries is another thing afterwards, but hey, that's the way it goes.
Hey, guys, I got to bounce. Nice to meet you, Jermaine, Eugene.
Yeah.
All right.
Trav, I'll see you on Monday.
All right, bye.
Take it easy, fellas.
Later, bro.
All right, take it easy.
Deuces.
I'm gonna have to tap out myself real soon.
Man, this is supposed to be the first round. You clowns can't get halfway through.
Well, some of us gotta get up and do our thing.
Yeah, I know, right? Some of us, all of us. It's just that some of us just we'll do our things with a little bit of fatigue.
Right?
Bro, we're down for the
That's
cause.
why Red Bull is $1 billion business.
Man, I got some water up in here, man. I gotta get some $1 million diapers. Drinking all this water.
Oh man.
Well, we're gonna have to hang in there for as long as we can hang in there then. So when you're
Right, Seahawks. Got the Seahawks up next.
Yeah. But typically, you know what? When you watch the draft, a lot of times when your team picks, it's pretty much like anticlimactic. You kind of just watch for the heck of it. But unless there's like a special player out there that continues to drop, like Randy Moss did, or like, well, it was still early, but Warren Sapp dropped.
Yeah, that's what making it intriguing when those top picks still don't get picked. You be like, what? And you think your team might have a chance. You be like, come on, get him. Come on, get him.
Other drafts have gone over the years that you all remember. Did you remember the time we were throwing the football outside Madison Square Garden and it hit that chick in the head with the wig? That cool wig like this. It was cold out there too, man. We just throw the football around and keep on. You know how the dudes came out there and did it?
Right?
Football, bro. Was even aiming for her. But yeah, I do miss the days of getting up early, hanging out on the line. But even when I became a part of the media, I didn't do that kind of thing, man. I still came and hung out with the dudes, still stayed outside, still hung out for 5-6 hours. And the other media guys just walked right in, didn't have to wait online, freeload on food.
Watching the different fanatics.
Huh?
Like watching the different fan bases stand in line.
That's for real. It's for real, man. And that's the experience, man. Now, and I see why the NFL is doing what they're doing now. They want everybody to have that same experience all over the country, every NFL playing team, little city. I see that part because it's going to come here to Jacksonville eventually. And I know how Jacksonville is about the Jaguars. Good or bad, I know how the Jaguar fans are. When the Jaguars are bad, they're still there. When the Jaguars are good, they're still there. It took time for that generation of Jaguar players who were kids when this team came to become the now ticket season holders, the grown people. And that's what happens with a franchise. And the Jaguars luckily benefited a little bit, or actually a lot, from having so much success so early. Those young kids saw that Jaguar team 14-2 and lost to the Tennessee Titans twice. Actually, 3 times they lost in the playoffs. Now, do y'all remember when we went to the remember Michael Strahan was at the ESPN zone and we watched? Were you there that time? When Michael Strahan, Joe Montgomery, we watched the Jaguars play against the Titans.
Byron Murphy the second.
Byron Murphy from Texas, of course. Because now we're going to see the defensive linemen now, not defensive linemen, but defense period. I mean, Dallas Turner's still out there, linebacker. They're going to come down. The defensive backs, because you need defensive backs. The Jaguars, I think, hour on the clock are going to do it. I think the Jaguars are going to take a defensive back. They need one.
Yeah. Jags up.
My lag is crazy. He just now coming to the podium.
Huh?
I said, Goodell just got to the podium.
With your missionary.
I got the crazy lag.
For real, bro. Was you watching last year's draft? For real.
Oh, Byron Murphy.
And by the way, I'm not expecting a running back to go in the first round. I don't think there's a running back deserving of going in the first round.
Yeah, I don't think there's no running backs going in the first round.
And you know, on top of that, and Bias and I talked about it like ad nauseum last season, the devaluation of the running backs. The running backs aren't as important. We're not looked at as important in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the hybrid quarterback has taken away from the value of the running back.
I think that's done something with it. You know, you look at the way they value them as far as money goes. You look at what Saquon Barkley did last season, how he's making these threats of holding out and all this other crap, but he gets like about $1 million, not even $1 million raise, and he comes right back because he has no other option. And into last season, a rookie was the highest paid player in last season's football. Bijan Robinson made more than any running back last season for his salary. Christian McCaffrey was number 2 when he should have been number 1 based on what he's done for his team.
Yeah. Could it be the rise of the RPO?
The rise of the RPO and just overall athletic wide receivers and tight ends that are able to get the ball down the field faster. If there's somebody like Christian McCaffrey who can catch the ball and you can run the ball, you have obviously more effectiveness. He, like Marshall Faulk before him, same kind of player, same dynamic. The greatest show on turf was ahead of its time. Now everybody's the greatest show on turf. Well, the teams that can make it happen.
How if Toronto played for the Heat the last couple of years, then it would have down.
They take Dallas Turner. I just mentioned him. The Vikings take Dallas Turner.
Dallas
So we
Turner.
get the linebacker in the draft. Jordan. It's cool back there, man. You know what? Being back in the room and seeing the families once again, man, always a good deal. And the food is better back there as well. No hot dog. They got it going on with the catering, and the freeloaded media loves it. 5 stars, bro. 5 stars. 5 stars for the freeloaded media. That's how it was, man. So
every time Alabama picks one of the guys, I go to ABC to hear Nick Saban. Oh yeah, he was this or that.
Of course, Saban's going to amp his guys up. You know what? They were good players at Alabama. It's just that a whole bunch of Alabama players are just not exactly great when they get to the NFL. There's a number of them that have become good, but going by the numbers that have come out, nah. I mean, it's not like Miami. When Miami had players that came out, well, we're talking Hall of Famers or close to Hall of Famer. The year that Miami put all those players into the NFL, all the years that from that same roster went to the NFL. Frank Gore's gonna be a Hall of Famer. We have Andre Johnson already a Hall of Famer. We have Reggie Wayne's gonna be a Hall of Famer if he's not already. I mean, you got Ed Reed, a Hall of Famer. Bro, you scored on the list. Ray's already a Hall of Famer, but he wasn't even on that team. Yeah, he came the year before that. He was there when the kid was terrible. Yeah, but we got so many players, man, on that doggone Canes team that you got Hall of Famers. We're not just talking about the NFL, the next level of playing football. These dudes dominated and they went. Jonathan Vilma was a damn good player. Not a Hall of Famer, but a damn good player. I wish
he'd got to finish his career in New York.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
All these guys stepped off and got rings at other places.
The Jets used to do some good things with these players. Because remember they got Hugh Douglas, and they were able to find that player they got from Central State University and the HBCU in Ohio, NAIA. They were able to get him from there, and he became a top player. They put him in that. Let me see. He was in 3-4 initially. He started complaining. John Abraham as well.
MVP. I think he had.
Looks like the Knicks done mailed this one in.
Ching.
Man, if they had if what you call it could snipe like Reggie Miller, you can get 9 points in the 147.
Man, yeah,
they can't.
John Stark should have sniped Reggie Miller. We have a championship.
They got that Matador defense right now.
Ole!
Come through. Come through. They're like, Ole!
Can't believe it, the Yankees split with the damn Oakland A's, a 4-game set.
How do you split the freaking Oakland A's?
They keep leaving guys on bases.
Bro,
they had bases loaded 3 times in the game. That damn Aaron Judge.
Man, and you know what? And Soto's trying to set it up so he can just bankrupt the Yankees, man. He wants all the money that's possible. But come on, man. I'm looking at the A's are one of the worst teams in baseball. The Marlins are another one. Colorado Rockies are another one. I mean, there's some really bad bottom feeders in baseball right now. Just absolutely putrid teams. And,
That's funny because the Yankees seem like they always
the
had
Yankees
trouble.
find a way
With
to lose to them. The Marlins get their second win against the Yankees. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, it's like the Yankees always lose to them bottom tier teams for some reason.
We either losing to those bad teams or we losing to the freaking Rays.
The Rays got our number, yo.
Well, the Rays. You know what though? The Rays do it right because they don't go out there because they don't have the money to get these players. Their management, their scouts do their job, and they always get those damn good players. It's just that they can't hold on to them once it's time for those players to get paid.
It's like a factory, man. They grow trees. They grow on trees out there in
And by virtue of that loss, the Yankees are now tied with Baltimore for first place.
Wow.
Bro, the whole AFC East is serious. I mean, for real. Everybody's over. Well, almost every team is over 500, and Toronto is 13-13. They're tied. I mean, they 500. And the only other, I mean, the NL Central is in the same boat with the exception of the freaking St. Louis Cardinals are not doing as well as the rest of the other teams. But I knew Kansas City was a joke. Even when they started off hot, I was like, come on. They had like a 38-run differential, and I was like, yeah, there's something to it. And look, we're seeing it now. We're seeing it.
The Trav McCutter after your Pittsburgh take at number 20. I'm waiting at number 20. See what your Steelers gonna do. That phony Stephen A.
The Steelers and the Eagles been stacking up.
You're still up there.
The Steelers and the Eagles been stacking up on the offseason.
Yeah, they have. That AFC Central. Oh man, I mean AFC North. I'm thinking about basketball. The AFC North. You know, you look at the talent of quarterbacks you got. You know, Lamar Jackson and Burrow, and Deshaun Watson. And now Pittsburgh.
You know what? I'm back in the ship of not really believing in Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
Oh,
I think that long layoff ruined his career.
But I just don't believe in him anymore. He has to show something. He hasn't shown anything the past couple of years. I mean, he's injured, but everything's supposedly okay now. Let's see how he starts this season, how well he does this upcoming season. I'll be rooting for the dude because he seems, but I can't say he comes close as a good dude with all these allegations out there. But I'll be rooting for him to see how these things play out.
Yeah, let's see if he worth the
all guaranteed too. All guaranteed. When they did that contract for him, I was wondering what the hell did they know that we don't know? I mean, everything was like out there in the open.
Right, they looked out for him. I think that owner probably was like, man, you missed out on a lot of money, man. I'm gonna help you out.
You know, there was years ago, I think I talked about it on one of the shows that Bias and I had done. There's a kid named Joe Asker. He came out, I think it was like Central Oklahoma or something like that, man. He was like 235 pounds, 5'10". I think he still holds a Division II record for 55 meters. At that weight, he was blind in one eye. They used to call him Crazy Joe. But now you can call me Batman. But he ended up going to the Raiders. He won the MVP of the blue gray game they used to have in Montgomery, Alabama, the blue gray game, the Kelly Tyer blue gray game. He was the MVP of that game. A.T. Thomas, who used to write the poor man's guide to the NFL draft, was the one who selected the players for that particular bowl. He became a friend of mine, man. So he's actually one of the mentors who had helped me get to where I eventually had gotten. A.T., the late Dave T. Thomas.
The Bengals gonna do.
That's what that kid Isaiah Garendo reminds me of. A dude with those physical gifts and that fast. And Joe run. See, even with the Raiders, the dudes get like 3 yards of carry. Like, bro, you got this speed. What's going on? Man, they must not believe a whole lot in these defensive backs, man. They was getting them.
He ain't related to Denzel Mims, is he?
Huh?
He ain't related to Denzel Mims.
Yeah, I know, right? You know, all those folks are related. Man, I just don't think there's gonna be a running back. There's gonna be a running back taken in this first round. I mean, there shouldn't be anyways. Once again, because of the devaluation of the running backs, and because, bro, when you watch these guys, there isn't there's a lot to be desired. Now, if you want to talk about someone who can still be effective and picked at the right time, second round, third round, fourth round, you can come up with players like that will fit the mold. They are devalued anyway, but they still contribute to the team and they're still going to be successful. Will Shipley, a running back from Clemson, has an opportunity to make this round pick, possibly. And I know this is going to be one of those white running back deals. He's going to compare it to Christian McCaffrey a lot. That's what's going to happen if he gets drafted. You have Coach Schrader from Missouri. He came from Truman State in Missouri, a Division II school, player of the year there. Did all his time there, and then came over to Missouri for 2 seasons. Started off as a fifth-string running back. Ended up being their primary running back. Had a hell of a year this past year. Contributed pretty much specifically towards Missouri having a year that they don't typically have. And they're not even talking about his name. Now, if I were picking, you look for the value. He's a good 4th, 5th round pick. If you're going to devalue running back like that, but I think he's a good 4th or 5th round pick that probably in a regular year would have been a 3rd round pick, maybe late 2nd.
Big dude there, 6'7", 340. That's a pro wrestler right
That
there.
nigga big, yo.
6'7",
What's the name?
340.
What's the call? Gonna have some protection, boy. Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe
Trying
Burrow's
to
a
get
big
past
dude.
that dude.
He ain't big. He needs a big dude. He needs a big dude to watch his blind side because we watched Joe get burrowed and buried Joe Burry over the past couple of years. Jack up.
The first round of the National Football League draft. Rocket Mortgage brings us this draft moment. It has been a while. The last time the Rams had a first round pick, it was 2016. It took
Jared Goff.
Who?
The last one the Rams took running back. It was top of the Jared Goff pick.
Bro, I was never a Jared Goff fan. Still not a Jared Goff fan. I was never a Matt Stafford fan. I just hadn't been. I'm glad that he got his opportunity and he made the most of it, man. But I watched him at Georgia. I thought he was good, but when he started talking first pick overall, like, bro, is he that kind of player? But hey, apparently he is. He got himself a Super Bowl, but it wasn't with his original team.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, we've seen a lot of quarterbacks over the past years, decades. Even Tim Couch playing in Hal Mummy's offense, and he couldn't really do anything when he got to the NFL.
Count, you had a lot of guys. Achilles Smith.
Achilles Smith is awful. K. McCown was just
about number one bust. Number one bust.
Joey Harrington was awful.
Joey Harrington.
Bro, they were just terrible.
Who could forget the great Ryan Lee?
Right, bro. And to think that there was debate between he and Peyton Manning at one point. Man, he had a wide receiver named Philip Lobo who played with him in Washington State. I remember that. And
Don't forget about your man David Klingler.
Oh, bro,
hell no!
I knew, but look who took him though. The Bengals took David Klingler, and when the Bengals took David Klingler, I kind of knew it was going down the tubes because I saw him against Miami that year, and Miami just destroyed him. The week before, he beat him with some poor team, throwing for like 7 touchdowns. Then Miami comes in and beats the hell out of him. He can't do anything. This is like 1991. And I was like, okay, true colors. I mean, Andre Ware, the same thing, playing in the run and shoot. Beats up on SMU, who just came off with the death penalty, putting over 1,000 yards of offense on them. But then he gets into the league and does nothing. He had a running back named Chuck Weatherspoon. He had almost 10 yards to carry.
I'll come out in a minute, buddy. Hold on.
Who you talking about, your cat?
Yeah, he trying to get out. That's I can't have him out there. He be jumping all over the place. He be jumping through the camera.
This here cat. This here cat.
Heathcliff.
I'm looking at ESPN at the
All right,
Mel
so I want
Kiper.
to talk nonsense.
I mean, those guys were culture guys and very productive guys. Norvell loved them. He said that those guys really were part of the transfers that lifted that.
At least they got. I mean, I hope Carson Wentz do good in LA.
Looked out pretty good for the Saints over the years.
Backing up Stafford.
All right, LA. Let's see what y'all gonna do.
I wish at least you have to lose. This salsa gator.
First round pick in 2016. Here's the commissioner with the select. With the 19th pick, the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Jared Verse, defensive end, Florida State.
You said Trav from the defensive player.
Yeah, you know, he was a hell of a damn player, man. Bias and I went to the Florida State Miami game, and bro, I mean, you get to see these guys in person. It gives you a better perspective than being on television or watching from television. Trey Benson, another running back that looked well in person, more so than television. Now he's a running back, but he probably won't be going in the first round either, and he shouldn't. I don't think any of them should. Not this year. This might be the first draft where a running back didn't go in the first round. I don't think Bijan Robinson should have gone as early as he went last year, but it's done and done.
You see that get off and that power there, that bull rush where he puts that hand right in the left plate of the offensive tackle, and he is collapsed in the pocket. And you see it.
But you think Bijan Robinson lived up to his?
Your television.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, your television is the culprit.
No, that's not me.
I want to hit I want my microphone picking my television.
You might have one of them good microphones.
I got an excellent microphone. You want to see it? My cameo right here? Yo, bro. My joint's like, yo, I bought this joint. I had another microphone, my other one. Then I got this one too that just sits here on the desk.
You think Bijan Robinson lived up to where he was selected?
I thought Jameer Gibbs was a better pick. I picked Jameer Gibbs to be my rookie of the year last season. No one ever thought C.J. Stroud would, but I took Jameer Gibbs.
Yeah.
From Detroit, coming out of Alabama, from Georgia Tech. I was not sold, man.
He's a power player, and he understands how to use his man in order to be a technician.
Jared Verse.
Yeah. Jared Verse, man. Sound like a rapper. Spit that verse.
Jay Verse. Listen, y'all, I'm Jay Verse.
Did the Jaguars get out of the first round?
They would call him Little Jared Verse. Little Jared.
Order and control. Right. Which gives him all the power. I think he couldn't control it so he snapped.
All right, Jackson was picking at 23 then.
They traded back, or?
Yeah, but they obviously got picked for it. So, I mean, hey, if their defensive back is still there, they can do that, man. I mean, I guess they want better value for someone like Clay McKinstry. That's who they're going to get. They need offensive line help too, but defensive, the secondary though, bro, they need some serious help. They lost players in the secondary, so they need to get some players to fill in. Yes, Verse. Yes, Salsa Gator. We already know that you're a Gator fan, so you don't really want to hear anything about Verse. Don't worry about it. We won't hear any Gator names here tonight either. Or Canes.
They corner the Jaguar.
The Jags.
The Jaguar cornerbacks is bread. The Jaguar cornerbacks are bread. But they keep getting toasted.
Hat on. Bruh. No, this ain't no Fred Sanford hat, bro. This is my taxi cab hat. Yeah, I got one for each day. I got 7 of them. Different colors. You know what? I got a race on Saturday. I got a 5-kilometer race on Saturday. So
5 kilometers.
Yeah, 5 kilometers. That's 3.1 mile. That's not bad.
Oh, that's not bad.
Nah. Especially when you don't gotta do it.
Right?
Yeah. But I think I'm gonna do my first marathon next year. Reason why? Because I'm gonna try to qualify for a bigger marathon. That's why I'm gonna see what kind of time I can get. If I do well in that marathon in January, February, whenever the hell it comes, then I'll probably be able to, see what's going on with Boston, even though I don't want to do it. I'd rather do the New York Marathon.
What's the difference between the Boston and the New York one?
Well, actually, believe it or not, the Boston Marathon is more prestigious, and you have to have a qualifying time to join it. You just can't say I'm paying my fare and get my way and get in. You gotta have a qualifying time. So they don't want just anybody with a couple bones burning in their pocket to just join in.
Man, Sean. They like you got to be a racer. They want you to be a marathoner.
Well, man, said you better stop eating those damn cheesecakes if you want to run in a marathon. I don't eat the cheesecakes. Anyone who knows me is that I don't eat what I bake.
You just make them, though, right? You just make them.
Exactly.
You just make them.
I don't even eat them. The one thing I actually eat that I make, if I did it consistently, would be the chocolate cake, period. I'll make a chocolate cake. That's something I can just get a gallon of milk and go down with. Everything else, bro, I don't even have the urge to eat it. I don't have the urge to eat the mango cheesecake, the strawberry cheesecake, any other cheesecake, any other pie. I have no urge. Like I can make sweet potato pie. It don't make no difference to me. I don't care. I'm not even interested in eating it. Never thought that would be the case. As a kid, you think you eat it all. Now as an adult, you're like, nah, insulin matters. Insulin rights matter.
You know what I'm saying? Baked goods ain't what they used to be. Baked goods ain't what they used to be.
You know what though, bro? It's a lot easier to eat healthy now. I mean, not even overly healthy. You just got to stop eating certain things. Because anytime you eat, you're gonna have insulin triggered any damn way. It's just a matter of what you eat and how much insulin is gonna get triggered. What the hell I'm doing this health show for? You got a draft or something.
Come your Steelers.
I never thought I'd be a day where I can just get up and run 6 miles and it would be no problem at all. I never thought I'd see that freaking day. Just get up and just go 6 miles, like, damn, I can do 6 more. In a million years.
Now look at me.
I'll blow up his name.
You can move to. you don't need your car. You just just run to the grocery store now.
Yo, seriously, man. When I was training for that half marathon, man, bro, I never thought I could do 9 miles and it would be no problem. I'm serious. I was finishing 9 miles, like, bro, I could do another like 5 miles, man. I'm like, bro, because when you look at the beginning when I first started back in May of last year when I started back running, bro, I'm like, shh. I was taking 10 steps. I'm like, yo, bro, let's go home. Run from Jack.
Devin Bush.
Nah, they don't chase black guys anymore. It's against the law. Jack's PD. Nah, man, that's the way it is in the country now. Black folks, because it's all against the law. It's all racist. So, nah, just let us just do our riots and everything. Just sit back.
Here comes a pick.
It's almost capitalism. You build it, I'll take it.
Man, just make the pick, buddy.
There's a lot of people out there, bro. I'll tell you that.
Word, that place is big.
Garden, bro. There's more people out there in that street right there than when it was in Madison Square Garden. Remember we went to the Jacob Javits Center?
Oh, I ain't go when it was at Jacob Javits.
Another Hawaiian Troy.
It was Jermaine and Wayne. You went to the Jacob Javits one with me, right?
Yeah, it was
No.
We came up there. Yeah, and we took those pictures.
Hawaiian Troy coming to Pittsburgh.
When Jonathan Vilma gave an autograph and just lost it like a. I was asked autograph. Gave an autograph for football.
Yeah, the champion for the rest of Aaron Rodgers was
Huh? Is that noise?
I don't know. Well, guys, I gotta tap out.
That's water from the sink.
All right, bro.
It's been fun, real, man.
And
All right,
Michael Jackson would say, "Beat it." but wait. Beat it again. Oh no. Bruh, shoot. We've been out here now 2 hours and 39 minutes. 2 hours and 30 minutes. What's going on here? My joint getting blurry. Like, bruh, when you get older, those cataracts count. That is great.
Troy Fautanu.
That is great. What do you mean that is great? Make us cheesecake, a chocolate cake. Bro, get out of here, man. Chocolate cake for breakfast. No, bro, that's the one thing I do eat when I make my chocolate cake. I can actually eat that myself. That's the only thing. All this other stuff, man, I don't even touch it. Typical Steelers pick. Yeah. You know, Alan Faneca, also a guard coming out of Iowa. And we saw what he did to Marcus Stroud when he played here in Jacksonville. When he came out of Jacksonville to play in that Sunday night game, he treated Marcus Stroud like a shopper cart at aisle 15 in the frozen food section. Pushed him around. He was shoving him around like, bro, where the eggs, man? Where the
eggs? What out is the cereal?
And that's the game. After that game, I was even trying to be funny. During the interview, I was talking to Marcus Stroud. I asked him, just straight up asked him about the problems he was having with Alan Faneca. He yelled at me in the locker room, "Man, you asked some stupid like this." And he and I were pretty cool, man. We never had a beef. He tripped on me over that night, man. I was like, bro, I was asking a question. He started tripping like crazy. All right, man. I mean, don't let me go get Alan.
Yeah.
His locker room and get Alan.
Don't let me
bring him back over.
He right next door. Don't let me go get him. he must have knew he got abused. That's why.
So what did I drink about?
It don't feel good when it don't feel good when another player take advantage of you.
Stroud and Henderson, Marcus Stroud and John Henderson. That was the Twin Towers here in Jacksonville, man. That was the best defensive tackle tandem in the NFL for that small window of time that they were. And they anchored that defense, which was one of the best defenses in the NFL. Running.
How deep did they go?
Huh?
How deep did they go with that defense?
Oh, well, you know, you have to have offense to go along with it. But nah, they had a good defense, man. Did they go to the playoffs? But I do remember that Pittsburgh game, bro. That was the hardest hitting game I've ever seen to this point, ever been to. Bro, you can hear every freaking hit. I remember Deuce Staley was playing for was he playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers by then? It was brutal, man. Bro. And we've been in this game for 2 hours and 34 minutes, man. This is a straight up marathon.
And now Miami on the clock.
You know what? The funny part is I did run into John Henderson. One time he used to own like a little restaurant here in Jacksonville. And I saw him at a gas station. He was putting his gas in. I put the gas in. And I'm like, yo, John. He looked at me. And he realized, he's like, oh, what's up? Like, yo, bro, man, I can sell you some cheesecake to sell at your restaurant. He's like, yo, bring a few of them by. He went out of business, man, if I can do it. Word. His joint went out of business before I could get it jumping off, man.
Man.
Miami's going to draft more speed. They talk about the Miami Dolphins. Well, they need more speed. Now, where they're going to draft their speed from, the offense or the defense? I mean, Tyreek Hill is supposed to be the epitome of the speed.
I think they need more speed on defense because, I don't know if they need speed. They need toughness because when they came up against certain teams, like good teams.
Yeah, because last year they were beating teams that were 500. So they had a team with 500 or better in the beginning of the season. They were like, never mind. We don't want to win. He dropped 70 points on freaking Denver, and then he get smoked by somebody else because they actually had a pulse.
Right? They got they can handle teams that
they cannot handle the truth.
They handle teams that were organized, right?
I don't know, just teams that came across as tougher, teams that fought back. You know, you get one of these teams that drop 70 spot on a team, they kind of feel like they can just kind of waltz in there. They do have the pieces to do it, and they can scare you. You know, Tyreek Hill, man, we thought he was going to get $2,000, and the next thing you know, he just kind of ran into a wall. And Deuce is really getting on him. He's getting like 30 yards and 50 yards a game instead of those 100-yard games that we used to seeing.
Right, like you say, like people who do their homework, they know what to take away from you. You know what I mean?
Chop Robinson. All right, another defensive end. Okay, on that note, I guess we will have to bid adieu. You going away now? You going to bed?
Yeah.
Take your ass to bed then. Don't try to go to bed. I'm from here.
Don't tell me to go to bed.
Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight with the 2024 draft. We wanted to stay for the entire first round, but that's something that we're not going to do tonight. These things last a long time.
Yeah, y'all wouldn't even last the entire first round.
We're gonna bust it out, man. Come on now. We're gonna do some more things in the future anyway.
They couldn't watch the entire first round.
Man, we used to do it like it was nothing, even in person and out of person. But anyways, those were the days. Now we just need rest.
Them was the days.
We need rest because before you know it, we'll be resting in peace. But until the next time, Bryce and I will see you all, whoever hung around with us up until this point. We'll see you on Monday. We'll recap whatever happened else in this draft from Thursday, obviously Friday, Saturday. I think they do have a Sunday draft that closes it out. Or do they close out on Saturday? I can't remember anymore. But in any event, if you stay with us this long, remember to stay with us on Monday when Bryce and I will come back. We're going to record that, put it back out there, maybe on a Tuesday. But we're going to talk about the NBA. We know what's going on. Baseball is now in full swing. We may talk a little bit about that as well. There's some more boxing coming up because by then we're getting a little closer to May. So we're talking about Usyk and we're talking about Fury getting together for the heavyweight championship of the world. So until next time, our Trav, he's Diamond because Bias left us hanging. Thanks for Coach over in Prague, part of the Czech Republic. We're more than happy to have him with us. Until next time, and everybody else who also joined us as well, including Steven, Justin, Drummond. Until next time, bon voyage, as they call it.